And you're like, dude, I think I've done all that I can here. I think it's time for me to leave. And I was like, dude, are you sure, bro?
I remember you're like, so what do you got? And I'm like, nothing.
For those of you guys that are new here, Reed has been my right hand since the very beginning of me doing this podcast in general. But dude, you've been gone. You went on your own journey.
Yeah, I went to Mars for a bit.
Welcome back.
You know, it's like, oh, going to the old workplace, but it genuinely felt like it was Christmas and I was coming home to the family for holidays.
For you to walk away, like, bro, me and Belle cried as if we lost a brother. We would always dream out loud. I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay.
I'm just playing, I don't fight, I do pray. I only go the way of mistake I way. Try to correct me, but I'm stuck in my own ways.
Why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Like, no way. I don't believe I have a truth. I just believe there is truth.
Wow.
How do you feel? How do you guys feel?
I feel like when I came here this morning, you know, it's like, oh, going to the old workplace, but it genuinely felt like it was Christmas and I was coming home to the family for holidays. Where it's like, oh, it's like nothing has changed for an instant. I saw George. How long ago was that? Was that a month ago?
Yeah, a month.
Yeah, because we've both been
breakfast.
kind of on our own journey a little bit, and it was like the second I saw you, it was like right back to old times. And here we are.
Aww.
Cheers,
Man.
Cheers,
One
guys.
more.
Hopefully this episode is gonna be one we look back at.
I know. Hey, one more. Hey. Oh, hit me, Sean.
Welcome back to the George Janko Show, guys. Today we have a very special episode. Some might say it's an Easter egg.
Oh.
Boom. I know Easter just happened. We got a lot of things coming up. Before we get into this episode, if you're in San Diego, I am coming to you guys. I have 4 shows in San Diego, May 29th and 30th. Make sure you guys get the tickets. Link is in the description.
Woo!
But man, oh man, this episode to me really does feel nostalgic. And I can't wait to not only catch up, see what's going on. We literally were backstage being like, no, don't say anything, don't say anything.
Podcasting is so weird. We're like catching up and it's like, no, dude, shut up.
Shut up, dude.
Just tell me on the podcast.
Don't say anything because we like to keep it real and authentic for you guys. But and action. For those of you guys that are new here, Reed has been my right hand since the very beginning of me doing this podcast in general and other things.
Yeah,
but
there's a couple years even before that.
Yeah. Bubba Town.
Oh my God.
Vlogging.
Yeah.
And it's cool, man. It's cool. Like, I appreciate Logan. Logan and I are new.
Shout out
and
Logan.
God willing, one day me and Logan will look at each other like with years of history. But there's something about running and gunning that you like. It's like war.
If you don't love it, it ain't gonna last.
Yeah,
like, the boat will fill with water very quick.
Dude, every time couples come up to me, they're like, we want to do what you guys are doing. And I was like, but why? And they're like, money and freedom. And I'm like, oh, you're cooked.
Yeah.
You're cooked. You're not going to make it at all. It's for sure years of you not making any money.
Yeah.
And then if you don't love the person you're doing it with, you could end up hating that person. Like, I've seen so many people stop being friends after doing a podcast because you dig deep on a conversation. A lot of conversation on a podcast, like it's so raw and real. I remember when I first started, Logan said, you're going to get to know yourself better because you watch yourself talk for hours and you're like, oh,
yeah,
this is how I am.
No shots or anything, but I think that's why there's so many like mediocre podcasts that are just kind of like noise and stuff, because as soon as you start digging deep, then, you know, I don't know, there's a lot more on the line and a lot more can go wrong and things don't last as long.
Yeah. But dude, you've been gone. You went on your own journey.
Yeah, I went to Mars for a bit.
Welcome back.
How do you feel going from working at I guess a company, like working for a company, you show up, you have like somebody like telling you what to do and then you do it versus like waking up and being like, okay, it's on me today. Like
I mean, it gave me a lot more respect to you, obviously. Being self-employed and having the weight of everything on your shoulders is just such a heavy thing, and it really just made me feel so much more fragile. And like the safety of like having an off week and being like, okay, well, I have to edit this podcast today. I have to shoot this podcast today. There's a time set where I have to be where I need to be. I'm getting paid no matter what. There's so much freedom in that, but I feel like I have stepped into such a new version of myself by having the weight on my shoulders. It's like this year I've been sober. I've been so active. I've been doing all the things that I know I need to do to be the best version of myself, and before I could kind of let those things slip, because I was, a team player on a bigger thing where it's like, oh, I don't have to be 100% and things still are going to be okay. In this new chapter, that's not really an option. It's
all systems go.
Yeah. So
if there's somebody out there listening to you right now and they love their job, because bro, by the way, Reed and I didn't part from bad intentions. Like when we built our dreams together, Reed was the ship to me being where I'm at right now. And when he was like, hey, I think it's time for me to go and do my own thing, I was like, bro, like you'll always have a place here. Go do that. We still are going to work on other projects together. Leaving the nest and flying off and like really like, hey, I worked a few years. I understand. I've networked. I know what I'm doing. There's somebody that's in your position that's like, oh, I think it's time for me to flap my wings and get out.
Yeah.
There's never a time where somebody comes up to you and says, hey, dude, it's time for you to get out there. Never.
And also you were like, I worked for George from 2020 till 2025. And there was so many, well, I'm sure we'll get into all the different chapters. There's so many fun different lanes of memories and different chapters and just different, avenues that we went down and explored together. But there was so many different times where, first of all, we were always extremely honest with each other.
Yeah.
And always like, hey, bro, if like you're not passionate about this, you need to let me know because this isn't going to last. Like this is built off of hard work. Both of us should be getting a lot more for what we're putting into this, but this is about the long run. This is about building something that lasts. And there was multiple times where it's like, you would see me have a hard week and it's like, hey, bro, you got it? You good? It would be that honest, like friend to friend, like, you're still good, right?
Yeah.
And
we were good at making sure that our relationship was more important than grinding and building this empire.
Yeah.
Me and you were very much like, hey, we're blessed to be here creating
100%.
art. Let's make sure that we do this until like one day we're like, hey, our friendship could be rocky if we keep working together.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people, like working with your sister and your wife and your friend, coming from impulsive.
You just chose all of the, you ticked all the boxes.
Well, I just learned it's not a bad thing to say goodbye.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. I think people always say, don't work with your friends and don't work with your family members. I don't agree with that. I think it's like, listen, it could get really tough. But I think if you're just honest and respectful and just say, hey, dude, like, are you ready to go out and do your own thing? Or, hey, do you still want to do this? Because I'd rather us get breakfast and hang out and dream together. Because that's what I kind of wanted to get into, bro. There's a thing that you and I did that really changed my life forever. It's sitting and dreaming together.
Yeah.
Like 90% of our work was like, where could we take it?
Yeah.
What could it become? What do we want out of it? What could it impact the next generation if we stopped today? And we would just sit there and dream and dream and dream. But to pass it back to you, your dream was, hey, I want to go create documentaries. That's what you started doing Bubba Town with us with. Yeah. And I want to go make
I remember when I sent you the first edit for Bubba Town. I can see it clear as day. I had probably been working for you for a couple months off of Craigslist. And there's a new guy that's just like with this long hair, this big mustache.
Came to our house at midnight.
Came to your house at midnight. And I had this I was really stoked with my setup. I had like a black, for any camera people, I had a Blackmagic Pocket 4K at the time, which at the time was pretty solid. And I was showing it to you and your eyes lit up with just my knowledge and love for the camera. And you're like, oh wow, you're like more of a cinematographer. Oh cool. You see things in a different way. And I remember with Bubba Town, it turned into this thing where it's like, oh, we kind of want to do something more like long form, honest. Looking at it, it's almost kind of like Vice or something where it's like, it's real life. And it's like, and I remember you're like, oh, do you edit by any chance? And I was like, yeah, I love to edit. I love to edit my own things. And I remember when I sent you the first edit and we still were we were chilling, we were good, but it was like, oh, this is kind of I pitched myself, I can edit. Let me send you something, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sure from your point of view, it's like, before you click on that file, it's like, I have no idea what this is about to be like.
Rolling dice.
Yeah. And I remember I sent it to you and you FaceTimed me right after you watched it, probably 15 minutes after I sent it to you. And it was just you standing in the kitchen, I think with I don't know if it was just you two or somebody else too. And you guys just started staring at the camera and clapping.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And it just gassed me up so much. And then, I started doing all the Bubba Town stuff then.
Well, you've always and I always hype Reed up to people. Reed has such a beautiful eye. You you are like a cinematographer at heart. He's able to like find like the beauty in a shot and really like, tell a story. And so you guys are such a wonderful team, like, because you know exactly what you want, your vision, you can direct it, make it, and then you were able to like make that come to life. And it was just always so fun. Like, even like, you know, I loved it when you guys did the era of commercials.
Oh my
For
gosh.
vlogs.
Yes.
They would go like, we would build these commercials that were like, they could be on TV.
Yeah.
They were so
Some
beautiful.
of them did make it to TV.
Hey.
The one thing that I realized after working with you, and I'm so blessed to have this with Logan, is a good attitude, bro. Like, because I got, like, you know when you get spoiled working with somebody?
Yeah.
Bro, my goodness, bro. Like, before, like, the minute that I met Logan, I turned to her, I go, oh, he's the guy. Because it was just his ability to read the room and add positivity to it.
Yeah.
Bro, there was a guy that I hired before him. It was super talented kid. Terrible energy, bro. Every time I was around him, I wanted to throw myself off of a building.
Not
I was
gonna
like,
last.
I can't work with this guy. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, like, you gotta go. And I shot the first episode back by myself. Like, I put
In
up
true
all the
George
lights.
fashion. In
Bro,
true George
I
fashion.
wasn't ready to stop. I was like, I'll just do this myself, dude.
No, literally.
So I just wanted to say that.
I feel like I skipped a question. You were talking about documentaries.
Yes,
I'm not used to being on
no,
this
no,
side
no.
of camera, so
Yeah,
please.
you're failing miserably
Steer-
at this.
steer
You're
the ship,
terrible
guys,
at that.
okay?
I'll bring it
Please.
back. I'll bring it back.
Logan, you're in.
He goes, my name's Logan. There's somebody out there, Reed, that loves work. Because, okay, you loved being here, bro. Like,
Loved it.
dude, we traveled the world. We had great meals.
Yeah.
For you to walk away, like, bro, me and Belle cried as if we lost a brother. Like, we're like, damn, bro, like, this journey's going to feel weird. It feels like when you have a hit show and one of the main stars of the show
Yeah.
is like, I'm going to go make movies and do stuff. We're like, no, but dude, we got to
But you're
thing here,
leaving,
bro.
like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
because like think about it, like on a pod, we all get so deep and personal, and then the person that's with you, right? You feel like the person who, like, you could open up around them, and they make you feel comfortable, and then you have all these memories together, and the workflow place, like, it's such a big
There's so
thing
many
to
layers
change.
to it. There's so many layers.
Yeah.
So I built up this question because a lot of
Do you
people
like
could-
apples or
no,
oranges more?
please. People can leave a job they don't love
Yeah.
to go chase their dreams.
Yeah.
That's easier. When your boss is really mean to you, when your pay sucks, when your opportunity is not growing, you could sit there and be like, dude, I think I could leave now. But there's a lot of people that are content. They're
Yeah.
like, they like their job, they don't mind it, they have good pay, but their heart is calling them to go do something more. That's why I respected the hell out of you, bro. You sat down and you were like, hey, dude, like, I need to go do this. And you looked at me and you said, hey, thanks for giving me such a great place to work, but it's time for me to leave. And in my brain, I was like, yo, that the balls on this kid, dude. Like, you built something for 5 years. It's taking off, bro. And we're going on tour,
Yeah.
like a theater run. And
Yeah.
you're like, dude, I think I've done all that I can here. I think it's time for me to leave. And I was like, dude, are you sure, bro?
I remember
Like,
you're like, so what do you got? And I'm like, nothing. Where are you going? No idea.
dude, and I'll never forget. I said, okay. We were just transferring clips. I was like, dude, you could do clips. I'm still trying to
Yeah, you're
find
trying to give me a little
something.
piece of the puzzle to give me a little comfort.
Yeah, just so that you could like streamline while you're finding your things. And you were like, no, George, it's okay. I don't want it. And I was like,
I think it was just one of those moments where it's like we had a check-in, just like we've had a million times over. And you asked me honestly, like, do you still love this? And I love the act of it. I love working with you guys. But the content game is just so much work. And I loved it for a long time. And I think I just had to be honest with myself of like, is this my purpose? Like, is this what I feel like I'm put here to do? And when I think back on this like 16-year-old version of me that had a camera and was out in the woods filming trees and like getting close on the pine needles and then putting music over it and like just the purest love form for what I do, it's like I'm not there yet. There's a calling for me to go out there, and it's been a journey. That was in last July, so I think we're probably around like 9 months in, and
it's only been 9 months. No way.
yeah, I think
No, it's been a year.
no.
Yeah, no, he's right.
Yeah,
It's been 9 months.
I think July was my last.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 9 months. It's been 9 months.
Just birds
We just got-
feeding their babies right before
Oh, so
Oh
magical.
yeah, they are feeding them right now.
This is so cute. Oh, they're
He
done.
flew away.
But I don't mean to interrupt, but I want to add to this.
You gotta stop cutting her off, dude.
No,
Stop.
still having that problem, buddy. No, so you keep getting sidetracked.
Yeah,
There's a
go.
guy out there,
Yes.
I know in my heart
Yes,
when I'm
yes,
asking
yes,
this question,
Please.
that is scared to make that leap. You had everything on a platter for you. And by the way, it wasn't given, you earned it. You worked very hard for where you're at.
Yeah.
I watched you go from starting to do what you love. We went to podcasting and streaming and all that stuff. And you came with it because we went that direction. But eventually you were like, well, this is George's dream. This isn't my dream.
Yeah.
And so this is where we had to part ways. What was that feeling? What made you jump that? Like, I know it's like, oh, I want to have love with it. But
Every time I have the answer.
Yeah.
When I look back on my life, and I'm 20 years old, and it's like I still feel so young. Like I still feel like when I look back on my life, it's like, dude, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
Every time I took a leap, those are what made me who I am. When I moved to LA in the middle of the pandemic, people are like, "What are you talking about, bro? There's Corona. The Corona is rampant on the streets, and you're moving to Los Angeles. What are you talking about?"
Like that seems like
When I moved here with my boys, when long-term relationships ended and I had to refine myself, it's those big leaps in just having like pure faith that it's going to work out, even though I could find more reasons that it's not going to work out than it is. But there's just a feeling so deep in my gut that it's like, I'm here for a bigger purpose. And it's so easy to stay comfortable and stay, being on salary while I'm looking around at Hollywood and everybody's leaving LA and writers are getting laid off and everything's moving out of the city. And it's like, here I am just shooting content with my best friend. And it's like, I just couldn't shake the feeling. I don't think I could sleep at night knowing that there's like something bigger for me out there and I don't listen to it.
Amen.
I think that's
you,
it.
You changed my perspective on things too. There was a lot of projects that I was excited about. And then I was like, oh, I'm only doing this for an opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this because I love it anymore.
And you can lie to yourself for a while.
Yeah.
Like you can make it a long time. And I mean, you see people in marriages or things that like people just settle but deep down, you have that voice in the back of your head that's like, what if? And I hate that. I can't stand that feeling of what if.
You had like a, sorry, I can't do that.
You really got
to
to.
And then you end up building resentment because then that
Yes.
part of you that like just stays complacent because it's easier, then you build up this resentment of like, oh, I should have gone and done this. And then you take it out on the people around you.
Yeah.
And that's the worst.
And it is also like, I'm also talking from the perspective of a young single guy. Like this is like, a lot of people can't take these leaps. So it's like, I have to accept that like, I'm in like a super lucky position to be able, I don't have kids at home that are like depending on me bringing income in. Like if I took this leap and it didn't work out, I'm the only one that suffers from it. You know what I mean? I can go back and live with my parents.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm at that stage in my life where I can still take these risks. Why would I not? And also, bro, being on this podcast for like 120 episodes and you hear from the smartest people in the world, all of them say, take the leap. Like always invest in yourself. Gamble on yourself. It's going to work out.
Do you remember the last episode you shot?
Was it Jordan Peterson?
It was Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Bro.
Oh my.
What an
That was my
episode,
favorite.
though.
That's my favorite episode. I
good.
sobbed like a. I remember we were rolling that when he was talking about his mom.
Yeah.
I literally had my face in my hands and there were just tears running down my face. That was, if you haven't watched the Steve Harvey episode,
Dude,
go,
Steve
run.
Harvey and Shia LaBeouf was my two, like, yo, have to have these guys on
Yeah.
my show. And when God put Steve Harvey as our last episode together, when he was talking about like building the future, I was getting emotional because I kept looking at you and I was like, oh, this is our last project we're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
I think
it was just the end of the chapter.
Yes.
So there's grief in that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get so scared, man, because you're like, dude, like, but you know what pruning is? Mm-hmm. I never really dug deep into the term, but you have to cut the branches.
Absolutely, and you grow larger.
Yeah. And so, dude, I realized that
That's deep, bro.
it really
So
is. It really is, because I look back at all the relationships that didn't really work out when I walked away, and it's because we burned each other out before we left, because we didn't have faith enough to walk away from the relationship. And then now I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I had the faith to be like, hey, I'm gonna go do my own thing. You know, God bless you. Go do your own thing. Confidence is something that I feel like I pray that every man should have.
You're a fantastic example of a man with confidence. Like
Thank you,
you seriously taught me so much, and like being in this freelance world and like having these meetings and stuff. Like if I didn't have you in my life before this, it would have been a very different person. Just having the confidence to like, I know myself, I know what I bring to the table. If you want it, let's celebrate together. If not, it's no chip off my shoulder.
Yeah, man.
Like we are here for each other. I have no insecurity. So thank you, bro.
Nah,
man.
It's all God, bro. And I got to thank you, dude. Like, it's so funny. The first few episodes he came, I had to cancel because I was dealing with so much stuff on my plate.
Yeah.
And then the poor guy was like, is this like a normal thing? And then I turned to Bell. I was like, he has no idea, bro. Like, I don't like being on camera and faking it. Like, if I don't feel good, I'm not going to do it. I don't really want to do it. And when I was going through the craziest years of my life, there was so many days where this guy would come in ready to work and we just sit on the couch and be like, no, today we're just talking feelings. Today we're just going to be talking about how I feel, and I want to know your perspective on how I feel today. If you want to talk about how you feel, by all means. And for hours, he would just tell me about his feelings. I would tell him about mine. I would be like, today was a great day, man. And we'd shake hands. He would go skateboard around his neighborhood, and then I'd walk around my neighborhood. But dude, I'm telling you, I know this sounds crazy. Those are the years that I look back on. I'd be like, I needed that year.
Yeah.
I needed to reflect. I needed people to hold me responsible. And like, I'm really, really like on myself when it comes to like reviewing myself. So I need honest people around me, because sometimes I was too hard on myself, and you're like, hey dude, chill out. Like, you're fine. Like, you don't need to think of it that way. But having a good ear next to you or a good mouth next to you, it's a powerful thing for building up something. So as much as I've given to you, you've given to me, bro. There's a lot that you taught me just by your actions. Like, for real, for real. And I've told you this.
Oh, a million times. A million times over.
You're single now.
I'm single.
Bro, this dude goes, yo, George, you're out.
I was not expecting you to drop.
Shorty, you're out. And he goes,
No.
I'm getting a new roommate. Like, you cleaned up house,
Pruning.
bro.
It's pruning.
Nice.
It's like,
Who hurt more, the girl or me? Just kidding. I'm so sorry.
Well, you're still friends. So.
The dog.
About her, or did you cry about me?
The dog was the. No, I'm kidding.
The dog.
Aww.
That's,
It made me feel really bad. Like, oh, you lost your dog.
no, it wasn't my dog. It was her dog.
But you fell in love with it. Like, it was.
Oh
your-
yeah.
Was it really harder to lose the dog than the girl?
No, I was just joking.
She's watching.
No, the ending a long-term relationship was that it all goes back to the same thought process of, am I comfortable? In 10 years from now, if I keep staying on the same path, am I going to have in the back of my mind the question of what if? Like, is there, in my mind, I feel like there's something that aligns with my purpose and who I am and what will heighten that. I feel like there's something out there that matches me more. If I settle, am I going to spend the rest of my life thinking, what if? And it's like, I can't sleep at night with that.
Yeah.
And I think I did for a long time. And then you just have that gut feeling, and it's like, I could push it down. I could have a happy rest of my life, 1,000,000%. But it's
easier
like,
to stay.
yeah, I don't know. I think you just see a lot of people like silently suffering in our society and in the world. Like, it's a really, really common thing for like people to not talk about how they truly feel, or not have people to challenge them. Like, you're always challenging me in such like a brother, like genuinely like a brother.
Sorry about that. Dude, me and Logan had like a deep conversation the other day, and I go, dude, I'm sorry. This is just who I am, bro.
Yeah, no, knives,
just dive
iron
deep.
sharpens iron was what you always say.
But you know what though? Like, and through all this, so like, you had to be separated, right? Like, but God does that in our lives when, he puts us in the wilderness. And we can only grow once we're separated from the people. I had that moment in my life where I was kind of separated from my friends, and I kind of had my alone time. And that's when I grew the most. I learned the most. And you're just going through like your wilderness
that's
season.
literally it. I there's all those like the most typical like Joe Rogan clip of like, this is for all the single dudes in their 20s that are in their lone wolf era, you know, you really got to go through it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so funny, but I genuinely feel like I'm in the wilderness right now in such
Yes.
like an exciting way. And I've never felt more aligned with who I am. And you just have to, prune, baby.
Do
you have
time
to, you
and
have to just
time.
remove everything to really find out what's at the heart of everything. And
Yeah.
it's like, now I feel like I'm in such a better position to be a better friend, better business owner. God willing, one day I can have employees and I can put bread on somebody else's table like you did for me. And it's like, that wouldn't be possible if I wasn't going through the wilderness and like, you know, asking the hard questions and looking at all aspects of my life. And then like, is this making me bigger or smaller? Is this helping me or is this hurting me? All aspects. And we were also just, I feel like George and I can kind of relate on something right now. We were just talking about how we both are kind of lacking like an aspect of friendship in our life. And it's like kind of, it's loneliness. And there's so much that comes with it because with no distractions, you can think so clearly.
Yeah.
But there is like some grief and sadness to it. And that, you know, when I think back on like moving to LA for the first time and having my boys and like drinking all the time, we weren't alcoholics, but you know, drinking and playing board games all the time and like not asking those bigger questions, there was so much fun in it.
Yeah.
But
It's peace.
yeah,
You know, but I will tell you this, it comes back around.
it does. I know that.
I went through my wilderness when you had my back. So you watched me. When you went back to do the board games, I was like, I'm either going to smoke weed or kill myself. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, so you go through these
Have a good day,
stages.
George. See you, bro.
I was like, later, Reed.
As I'm leaving, you want to kick it?
The door closes, locks. I was like, all right. I didn't expect this, though, right? So you go through that stage. It's like a wheel. And then you come out on top of it. Like, as of right now, my journey right now is, thank God, it's filled with a lot of peace. Because when I came out of my wilderness, I wasn't quick to find a problem. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we search for smoke with family members, with relationships, with religion, with work. I literally have this term: if God gave you peace, enjoy it. Don't search for the wilderness. The wilderness will come when God needs you to be in the wilderness. People search for problems. So, but the one thing that I didn't expect is this. I get out, God placed a good career in my hands, a good tour, a good foundation, a good team, good wife. And then now I'm watching my friends all deal with what I was going through. So now I'm not getting any callbacks. I'm not able to hang out with anybody. Everybody's kind of like just head down and they're grinding. And at first I was telling Belle, I was like, this is whack, bro. Like, I'm trying to hang out with people. Like, dude, like, what the heck? You know, like, I'm getting angry. And
We used to play mini golf every Saturday. Where you guys at?
it's like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
And I asked God, I go, God, put peace in my heart. And he goes, just know that they're going through it. He goes, they need a friend that knows what they're going through. So give them grace. Like, so I always tell my friends, like, hey, dude, I'm always here. Like, and when I talk to them, I'm never like, are you ready for this? You'll hear this a lot with your other friends, right? Like, oh, look who finally called back. Or, oh, dude, I thought. When you start the negative conversation, it's going to start most likely coast in that direction.
Yeah.
So when they get negative, like, I'll immediately just add some positive stuff. So it's like, oh, I never heard back from you. I'm like, oh, you've been busy, you know, you've been grinding, you've been doing this. And it puts like a little bit more, because sometimes when people are in a negative atmosphere, they accidentally pour that into their friends and they pour that into their family members. So now when I receive that from people that I love, I'm just like, oh, I know where his cup is at now. Like, and I'm not going to add more to it.
That's
because
incredible.
I remembered when I was going through that, being scared I was going to lose my friends over it. Like, oh man, I don't want to like sit here and harp too much, or like, I don't want to be too sad with it. Like, dude, we can't hang out with George. This guy like is breaking out of therapy session.
This is such a big thing in friendships. Most of friendships end because one person's like, I never see you, I never talk to you, you don't call me back, all that stuff. And it creates such like strife. And the most successful friendships are the ones where you're like, oh, we haven't talked in a month, and you pick right back up where you are, because like, you know what? We're all adults now, and like life changes, and you can't kick it every single weekend. You know what I mean? But when you have time to catch up, like, use that time to cherish it and like connect and catch up, and then know that, okay, that person's going to come back to you when they have the time in their life to be there around you, you know?
Absolutely.
Amen.
Like-
Fill the emptiness with what pleases God, and peace will come. For example, I had a lot of, like, this time of my year is very like low key. Well, not anymore. Now it's ramping up. But in the beginning of the year, it's very low key. So I get to spend time with friends and family, go on trips, do all that stuff. But everybody was busy. So I was like, oh, damn, bro. Like, I just worked for 4 months straight on a tour. And now I was ready.
You want to celebrate.
And nobody was around.
Yeah.
So I asked God, I said, God, like, what do you want me to do? And he was like, spend time with me, spend time with your family. And then I realized, I was like, oh, this is a perfect time for this to happen because my friends are busy. This is giving me a chance to hang out with my mom and dad a little bit more and not feel guilty because my friends are busy. So I'm now sitting here with them. I hang out with them. I'm having like this really cool relationship with them, going to church, building a community in my church, actually helping my church instead of just taking from my church. And then I started learning how to fly. So I was like, perfect. Like you could fit in your season if you look at it from a positive lens. Right now, you're like, okay, right now it's grind time. I can't hang out with my friends. But what you give you peace is that day's going to come.
Yeah.
It's going to come in the future if I get this done. Every season has a season for planting or reaping or sowing. And if you go with what the time is going instead of trying to battle it, it's going to be way less headache.
And you can be at a season, you could be at a season at the wrong time in the sense of like, I know what it's like to hang out with my friends all the time and not feel like myself and not be present and not enjoy it.
Yes.
So what's the point?
Totally.
Why am I at this season? Like, put your head down. When I go back and I see my friends in a couple months and I'm at a better place and, you know, I've gone through the wilderness, I'll be so much more present and such a better version of myself, and I'll be able to pour so much more energy into them and they can pour it into me. And you have to go through certain things to
100%.
be prepared for the right season. Yeah.
Should we talk about the sad things of life now?
Wait, I do want to add this part.
Please.
Is the guilt, because you mentioned guilt a few times. Man, I've noticed recently that like the devil's he tries to make you feel guilty for things that you shouldn't feel guilty for. Like when we're walking around the neighborhood, right? I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful Wednesday. And today I have the time to go outside, walk around the neighborhood, and I'll walk in and I'll start to feel guilty. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing enough. What should I be doing?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, shouldn't I be working? Should I be working on this project? Should I do this? Oh, how could I possibly have the time to be enjoying myself? And it's like, dude, you should, instead of being so guilty and like shameful on what you should be doing, like it's like we should rejoice in the day that God gave us. Like, wow, I have the day to enjoy. And man, it's just like guilt
What
is
a gift.
something that just tries to rip the joy from you.
The devil can't take what God gave you, but he can get you to put it down. I tell this to people all the time. If you're enjoying it, the devil's not going to be like, oh, I'll just let him enjoy it. He's going to sit there and be like, you don't deserve it. Why do you get it? Like, it gets in your head and you feel guilty and then you feel condemnation.
Dude, I get that so much.
But if you read the word, that's how you battle against it. There is no condemnation in those who are in Christ Jesus, which means if you're feeling that, that's not coming from your Father in heaven.
Yeah.
It's coming from Satan. So I don't care what he thinks. So I truly always tell myself, if I start feeling sad or anxious or depressed, I literally go, I separate myself from man. I go into a private place and I pretend like I'm standing before the throne and I say, Lord, I feel guilty that I'm not working here. If I should feel guilty, continue to let me feel this way and I'll continue to work. But Lord, if you want me to find peace here and rest here, I want you to give me rest. And then all of a sudden some dude would come out of nowhere and it'd be like, oh, you know, the Lord says that you have peace when you read his word. And I'm like, oh, so the wisdom's there. I just prayed. And then a man came up to me and he says, if you feel like this, fill yourself up more with his words. So I literally start my day with him. And then the rest of the day, I feel like I'm flying in the air. And I'm like, okay, cool. There's a way to adjust all of these things. Jordan Peterson, when he was sitting here, said, you deal with the same problem like a wheel, but like there's a radius to it. So you might have dealt with this problem, but now you're dealing with it in the future, but in a different way, in a different perspective. Some might be lust for men or pride for women, but you deal with it in a different way. Mine was feeling guilty. I always felt bad.
Totally.
So the devil's going to try to make me feel guilty in different relationships or different positions in my life. And you can't work on what God wanted you to work at if you're sitting there with no faith. There's a parable in the Bible where God gave talents to 3 individuals. He gave 10 to this guy, 5 to this guy, 2 to this guy. The guy who had 2 got so scared of everything around him that he buried his talents because he didn't want to use them wrong or do something wrong with it. And so the Lord came back, and in my brain, I thought, oh, the Lord's going to be pleased with this guy because he was so scared of misrepresenting or misusing what God gave to him. But it was not the case. God curses him, takes away from him what he gave, and gave it to the man who had 15. And the story is, if you're fearing, it's not because you're fearing in you, you're fearing in him.
Yeah.
You're not thinking he's going to provide for you. So that's why I used to tell you when we have these business meetings, and yeah, it has a lot of money on the table. I go, but this doesn't please my Father in heaven. So I'm going to walk away from this completely. Even though I need money right now, I go, but I'm not going to take money that I know is not pleasing to my Lord because that won't give me peace. And then when that offer's off the table, all of a sudden I'm walking around like I made $1 billion because I feel good about my decisions. And then all of a sudden a blessing comes from the sky to my table. And I go, how many times have I looked at you and I said, didn't I tell you God was going to do that? Didn't I tell you?
Million times over.
Millions of times.
Yeah.
Every time my back goes up against the wall and I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to put bread on other people's table. I would just take a deep breath and I said, I don't run anything. I don't run nothing. I just operate it. I go, he runs it. There will be food on Reed's table, not because of me, but because of my Lord. There will be things that my wife could buy, not because of me, but because of my Lord. And I took a deep breath and I said, Lord, take this anxiety away from me. And then I read on the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, my peace that I give to you is not earthly peace.
Amen.
It is from the kingdom of God. Reed, if I gave you money here, it's going to be worth something. But if I gave money to an African man in Africa, my dollar weighs so much more than his money that weighs in Africa.
Yeah.
So it's outside of his country wealth. Look at just money from America to Africa. Look at the huge difference. What do you think it's going to be, the difference when he says, the peace that I give to you is above your understanding? You will not understand it. How many times have you seen me be in a position where I'm like, I don't know why I feel this happy, but I feel amazing because I rejoice in him. So, I mean, I hope that you're putting my faith like practices into your work because that is the only reason I'm.
That's it.
Yeah,
1,000,000%.
that's the only reason I'm
everything right now is operated off of faith. And,
Amen.
But just like I said before, it's like there's more evidence that things could go wrong than they could go right. Like just based off of what's in front of me. But there's just a deep gut feeling that put it all in, then it'll all come back 10 times. Yeah.
And it will.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you see yourself if you could do anything like in the next 5 years? What project?
5 years is a long time.
Yeah, you notice that now, huh?
Man.
Back in the day, you'd be like 5 years, but 5 years.
5
like, oh,
years
that's
is
5 different
so
versions of
long.
it.
I almost feel like I have hopes and dreams, but I'd be ignorant to think that I have any concept of where I will be in 5 years. I have no idea. I'm really enjoying my current route right now of documentary and fashion work. It's like so fulfilling. It's still based off of me just grabbing my camera, which is how it's always been. But it's just to another degree. It's collaborating with businesses that have something true to say. I'm doing a video for this beekeeper in a couple weeks that I'm stoked for. Tell his story.
How do you meet these people?
Cold emails mostly.
You email them or they email you?
I email them mostly.
We should.
They're gonna
we're gonna
start
email.
emailing me is the idea.
Yeah. Honestly, hopefully now. Like,
Hey, who
we'll leave
knows?
his email in the description. If there's a
Reach
project, bro, this guy's a phenomenon. Like anything that you want to put in a video, especially if it's a documentary, he can get your dreams out there. So make sure you go hit the link in the description and email him.
I also feel like I just keep needing to find my niche. That's what everybody says. You got to find your niche. So many people just find their avenue and you get really known for it. You stick to it. And it's always something I've struggled with because I did your wedding film. I did a music video for you.
Yeah.
Like I love just making things that have emotion behind them.
Yeah.
That's genuinely,
Telling a story.
if I have the opportunity to make the audience feel something, I'm in. It could be a narrative with a script. It could be a documentary. It could be a million different things.
Then you know what? Your niche is making something come to life.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Are you more in the space of wanting to be a director now?
Yeah. I really think so.
Oh, you're done
Yeah.
with the holding camera?
No, it's. I actually had a project earlier this year where I had a DP, a cinematographer on it, and by the end of the day, I was holding the camera. It's so hard, bro.
Well, it's hard to tell somebody, you're like, no, hold it this way.
And ideally, you find somebody that heightens your vision and, has a completely different view to add to it, and you guys collaborate and you make something that's better than the sum of both parts.
You fill each other's like parts, like the part. Hold on.
I thought that's just what we did, George.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, you're doing that with other people?
Hold on, that sounded pause. That's like so much pause there. That's crazy. All right.
So you guys are filling each other up.
Yeah. You
we
build
got
each
it, bro.
other up.
Yeah.
You build each other up.
Positivity.
Positivity. Dude.
But it's probably the single child in me. I probably have some control problems, where it's like, just let me do it, bro.
Dude,
That's a hard thing.
I never noticed that like people that like actually have no siblings do behave differently because they didn't grow up with somebody next to them.
Absolutely. I don't know what to what degree, but I feel like I got to where I am based off of me doing everything myself for the most part.
Yeah.
Working under somebody that has a vision and me bringing that vision to life, but at the end of the day, it's like, yo, let me shoot it, let me edit it, I got you. Let me
You're
let me
a good
bring
single child. You're not like a you don't know how to work with people, single child, like, you know what I mean?
Shout out my parents.
Yeah.
It's all them for sure.
What was your favorite? Oh, now we're gonna get into memories.
Okay.
What was your favorite time in season that we all were doing projects?
They're all so different. And like whenever I see a photo in my photo app of me when I first started working for you, I'm like, I was like 6 years old. Like I feel like I looked like a baby.
Yeah.
All of us looked so different.
You definitely didn't look like a baby when you first. You look like you smoked Marlboro Reds.
Portland put some years on you. I think like season 1 of our podcast when we were traveling all the time. Or was it season 2? What season are you on right now? Are you in season 3?
I'm surprised. Season 4.
Oh my gosh, time.
Really?
I don't think so.
We're on season 4 now.
I don't think so.
Season 4?
I had to look at him. I don't
No
know.
way.
I was like, he's like, yes.
Wow. Gosh, dude, that's
I think when us three were traveling across the states, and staying in hotel rooms, Belle was blowing up bathrooms.
Stop! I knew you were That's
Chill,
not what
bro,
happened.
chill. It happens to everybody, Belle. Okay, don't be. It's okay. It's okay. And eating fast food at like 1 a.m., being in the shit together, but laughing throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
While at the same time creating such meaningful work with the people we were talking to.
Dude,
Totally.
how many times do we get together? It was just us three, and then we'd be working really like head to head alongside Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has 400 people working underneath him.
For real, bro.
It's just us three running the gun into it.
George and I like coming out of the elevator carrying these 2 massive cars with all the podcast gear, and like so many other hosts for big shows would probably not like touch. You want me to touch the gear and pull it up and get a sweat going, bro? It was just you and me just pulling these things through airports and
so
fancy hotel lobbies. Just like, where do we take all this gear?
Right.
But also the era of YouTube vlogs and traveling with Impulsive and stuff was so much fun. But I think I felt so much more present. And also I think you were so much more present, like as a friend after that era. I think you were like at a different peace level where it's like during the Impulsive era, there was so much going on that like I felt a lot more like I was your videographer, and it's like you're hanging out with your boys and I'm there and I'm like, oh yo, I got some boys here too. We'll hang out with the other shooters and stuff. But like I think once that season ended and we started the show together, it was a whole different level of friendship and how present we were together. And you especially. I think you just like I think you had a lot more peace, and I think everything was so much more meaningful because of that.
Dude, you just brought back so many memories. Yeah, dude.
It's endless, dude.
I remember when we were on we were doing the other podcast and we were touring around, they would all go party and do these things, and you and I would be like, there, dude, it was so funny. We were so fake. We would literally be like, every time we just finished with an all-star cast, like somebody that we should have, like, bro, like Logan was bringing around crazy guests.
Yeah.
So we'd be like looking at each other, we get some behind the scenes stuff, and they're all going to go to the dinner and club afterwards. And me and Reed would just look at each other and be like, dinner, 10 minutes club, and then we're out. Bro,
Get the content.
Bro, we
and
would.
dip.
We would get there for 10 minutes, put up our drinks like this, and like
Slow-mo music video.
Yeah. And then Reed would literally just be like, God,
Yeah, give George the thumbs up.
we're like, I dapped up everybody. I'm
George
like, "See
George
you
is like,
later."
you sure? You got it? Okay. Peace, guys. Yo, it's been so real.
They're like, dude, the bottles haven't even came
Yeah.
yet. Don't worry about it. We got it.
Wow.
We got
so
it.
many clubs, dude. That was my first. I'd never been to a club before.
Really?
Traveling
Those were
to,
your
like,
first clubs?
yeah.
You never went to a
I'd-
club and just went back to back to back to
Never,
back to back.
never,
like, the craziest
never. I'd never
ones.
been in a club. Period. I'm telling you. Let alone at a VIP table with Logan Paul and all these massive celebrities, and I'm just like, yeah, what an era,
I would
dude.
see Reed
Such
just
a different era.
dancing in the thing. I'm like, where's the camera? Where's the camera? He's like, and I just see it on somebody's table, just sitting there. I'm like, okay, I guess hopefully nobody will take that.
Drinking tequila straight out of the bottle.
Never
Just-
lost the camera.
Oh, never.
Everybody else's camera guy would always come back home and be like,
And I used
these
to,
cameras were like a
when we went to Puerto Rico, I would wake up drunk sometimes. I swear to God, I would wake up and be like, I'm not sober at all. I am not. But it was a wild time. It was, yeah.
And during that impulsive time, it was mostly because George was doing the impulsive podcast, and so
Yeah.
there's very few trips where I came with you guys for
Mm-hmm.
funsies. For me, it's like I just went, had a good time. Like when we went to Puerto Rico, we all, it was nice. We go to dinner.
Yeah.
hang
I remember you were
out.
always so stoked to come.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
because for me, it was like a little vacation. I
Yeah,
was into-
absolutely.
He was doing impulsive. They were vlogging. We were maybe doing a little content, but
Yeah.
I was just chilling.
Yeah.
So I just had a good time. Like we'd hang. Those were good memories.
You guys working out by the pool, just going to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so many good memories.
dude, the traveling was sick. My favorite time was, believe it or not, it was Bubba Town times.
Really?
Yeah, because I
In
love
that house.
vlogging. I love vlogging. Like till this day, how many times have I hit you up and been like, I'm gonna call Reed back. I'm gonna start vlogging.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
I want to start vlogging again. I want to start vlogging again.
Well, honestly, I was just looking for reasons for you to come back.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like, what can I pay him to do around here, dude? And so, and then Belle goes, George, you hated showing every aspect of your life. And I was like, you're right. Okay, you're right. But I think because of the pilot stuff, I want to start doing that again.
You've told the audience about literally learning how to fly a plane. You've told
I've
them
just
about
been kind of just once in a while mentioning it. I
Got
haven't
it.
like been
That's
sharing
crazy.
too much. But
You're talking to Pilot George.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought because
Sorry.
Your plane of thought? you
my
mean?
plane of thought.
Yeah.
I'm really taking off here. It was the Tanner Fox stages.
Yeah.
Like we would drive all the way to Temecula and we would just shoot throughout the day, like content. And by the way, I don't remember anything we shot. We shot all the time. Didn't remember a single thing. I just remembered as soon as we were done shooting, we'd be like, time to party. And I was like, yeah, we put down the thing and we would just have a blast, bro.
Because even the filming, we were just having fun. It was like Tanner doing tricks, us going on an adventure, like let's go visit these people and see what they're doing. Like even the filming part was us hanging out, having fun. But then
Yeah.
it was just like when cameras are off, it felt like, okay, now we can have a lot more fun because we don't have to be like, watch what we're saying
Yeah.
or,
Were you
whatever.
there when Justin ate it going off of his ramp?
I think so.
Yeah, he went off a ramp and then a small one.
Was he on a bike?
Yeah, and then
I remember that.
gassed it too hard, went the opposite direction of the ramp, and you just see him hit the handlebars and fly. And I was like, oh, he's dead. Like he died.
Yeah, Tanner literally just had like a racetrack in his yard. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
So much
Dude.
That house is sick.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun times. Davidge and I have been talking about the next chapters of like my life. Like
Yeah.
the podcast, thank God's doing really well. We're doing stand up. And he asked me the other day, he goes, hey, do you ever want to revisit live streaming? I had a blast live streaming.
Live streaming was fun.
Live stream. By the way, you were hilarious on live stream. This guy would be so quiet in front of the camera. The first few years, he would never want to be in front of the camera. He would even come up to me sweating and be like, "No, dude, like I don't like being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It's not my thing." Then he got comfortable in front of the camera, and I was like,
Man,
cool, I like it.
still, even being here right now on this couch is like, I feel like I have to walk in. Like
Yeah.
it takes a little
But
extra
for
effort.
some reason during a live stream, which anybody else normally would be like, this is way worse. This is like, you can't take this back. Like I do it, they see it, it's done, you know? The most wild version of Reed I've ever seen. He was roasting 13-year-old kids in the chat. I was like, bro, relax, bro.
I wasn't an asshole.
Do you know Raish? Rashid?
Yeah, he was in.
Wasn't he sniper?
Sounds so.
Snake sniper, whatever.
No, his name was Raish or something like
No,
that.
he had a
Yeah,
nickname.
he was in the Discord and stuff.
Yeah, he was part of the live
Did he play
stream.
Fortnite with you and stuff?
Yes. So, bro, he came to one of the live shows. I got to meet him in real life.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was so sick meeting him. And he was
You know what?
older. He was like in college now.
Yeah.
So I was like, man,
I feel like
flies.
we have to give a little more context to these eras that we're talking about because
You're right.
this is probably a whole new audience. How crazy is that? Like we're like
Yeah.
back in when we were vlogging and we did
Yeah.
this. Like the
Right.
people that a lot of people that are watching this are probably not new, but like the times we're talking about are like in terms of internet are like decades ago. So we live streamed. How long did we live stream for?
We did live stream
short.
for a long time.
2-3 months?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
even. But
We
dude,
went all in though, but it was short.
yeah, we had a crazy straight setup, and our streams, bro. Everybody was watching them. Like
Yeah.
all my friend groups would hit me up. Like even Logan. Logan never watched any of the things I did, and he literally was like commenting on our dating show that we had.
Tell them about the dating show.
I don't know. Okay, so during the live stream, this is how we started live streaming. No joke. We were driving, and Reed goes, "You know, live streaming is pretty like sick." And I was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about it." I was like, "You want to go see how much the computers are?" We literally pull in. I buy the computer. We buy the setup.
Within a couple days, you have a Twitch
already-
account and you're live.
Yeah, we're already
Yeah.
like,
And at the same time, I think everything else is put down. Like
Yes.
it's like, oh, vlogging,
Yeah, did we
everything
just stop
stopped.
vlogging?
Because we transferred. It wasn't like, oh, let's try this thing out. Let's demo it a little bit. You know, we'll maybe go live once a week, see if there's a little audience there. No. George is like, oh, we're live streaming now? Okay, everything else is canceled. We're going all in 5 days a week.
That was so true.
Like it's all in.
all in. And we had Sophie, the girl who was like a gymnastics, like literally the room is half the size of this living room.
Yeah.
And we had a girl throwing bow and arrows with her feet from one side down the hall to the next hall. And then all of a sudden, live is like, I'm really good at entertaining live because I could just be funny in the moment. And I started running out of ideas. I'm like, how do these people just sit here?
Yeah.
And just look at the camera and be like, yo, chat. Am I like, seriously, chat? And then I'm like, dude, I don't want to be a basement dweller. Shout out GP. And like, and just sit there in my room and just talking. I was like, no, we got to have fun. We got to be exciting. If I want to stream, I'm going to stream for only 2 hours and be done with it, but it's going to be a great 2 hours. So I was like, okay, what can I do within that time? So I started calling friends. And she started calling friends. I said, yo, let's match some of our friends together. And so
yeah, how do we even come up with this dating idea?
Lily just explained it to you.
I don't even know.
No, but like the concept of actually it being a date. There was
And it was
something that
blind
sparked it.
dating, very importantly.
Yeah.
It was blind dating. The
She
people.
said it.
No, that's different though. I'm talking about
said it.
like actually being like, no, they're gonna go
Where
on a
did-
date.
Yeah.
I just said it. That's when I was like, yo, we got to come up with something that they're watching. Remember, I sat there and I was like, oh, we had this guy, Dylan.
Maybe Love is Blind was really popular. at this
No, we had
Okay.
Dylan on.
Tried.
We had Dylan on.
Yeah.
And remember, the last vlog we shot was him going on a date with somebody.
Oh, we did that.
That's what I'm
That's it.
talking
That's the
about.
connection.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very
So
nice.
we're all sat and we're reviewing it.
That was a TV show that we just
Bro,
shot
that
randomly.
was so random.
I hate
wanted-
that. I wish all of this. I wish all of the videos were public and people could watch it.
know,
One
took them
day, George will unlock all of the vlogs
When
that
I
are
took
private.
them all
Too
down,
embarrassed.
I was like, you will never see the cringe version of
Oh
me.
gosh.
No, that's not the reason I took it down. I was just like, oh, this is like a new chapter. I want them to see this.
Yeah.
But like, I do want to kind of, I get DMs of people yelling at me. They're like, why'd you take them down, bro?
You know what we should do?
Bring
We
them all
should
back.
do a live showing of them. Like, you know how when Shia LaBeouf watched all of his movies in the
Yeah.
theater?
We should find all of our favorite hits.
We should play. We should have like 3 to 4 hours of from the beginning to the end of the vlogs.
Oh my God.
I think it would genuinely be sick.
Like on a
'Cause
long podcast and sit and watch and react?
well, I'm talking like sell tickets to a theater and we watch it on a screen.
Oh, that's
and you,
sick.
yeah,
I like that.
Like 300-400
so
seats,
funny.
and people watch these vlogs that. And they see the development of where they went
What
to
people-
the last one.
Dude,
Because,
I
bro,
would
there's
love
some that
that.
are so good. The one that we're talking about for the live show
was hilarious.
Dylan, the manager or the producer of Impulsive, we had him go on a live date. Not live. We had him go on a blind date with this girl, and I
Shannon.
filmed the whole thing, just me and them on a date. It was a girl that he
picked up on the street of Hollywood.
catcalled
Yes.
on the
Yo,
street
Dylan
on our vlog.
Dylan is like, have you guys ever watched Johnny Bravo? Where you're like one line away from a sexual harassment, bro. Like the hoo-ha. Hey,
But he's also classy. And
yeah. What's up, man?
Very
Where you
respectful.
going?
So funny.
He reminds me of Justin Timberlake a little bit.
No, but he went on a he went on a blind date with this.
I'm
okay.
so one second.
I'm gonna get there.
I'm so sorry. What?
I'll check back in 5.
What did you just say?
He looks a little bit like Justin Timberlake.
No,
Doesn't he?
I'll leave this between you two. This is a marriage dispute.
Why? Does he not look a little bit like
What do
Justin
I
Timberlake?
look like? If he looks
this
like
a-
Justin Timberlake, what do I look like?
Wait, is this a mean?
do I look like Brad Pitt?
Is this a mean? Oh, why? Because you think Justin Timberlake is like super good looking?
What are you talking about? It's Justin Timberlake.
See, okay, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I think Justin Timberlake is. I think he's a handsome man, but I don't like. I'm not like, whoa, Justin. His looks
You're
like.
telling me the old Justin Timberlake growing up.
I'm not talking
from
about
NSYNC.
old Justin
Oh,
Timberlake.
you're talking about a 45-year-old
I'm
Justin
talking about
Timberlake?
curly
God
hair.
forbid gravity and time catches up to him, Belle. God forbid, bro.
Did I just offend you? Like, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Justin Timberlake. It's Justin Timberlake. The guy who barely beatboxed and everybody thought it was amazing, bro.
I wasn't.
The
I
guy
like
who
Justin
had
Timberlake.
spaghetti rolls on his head.
I'm not big on it.
It's gonna be me.
I like Justin Timberlake. I like Justin Timberlake. Like, what's the OG music video by himself, not with NSYNC?
And we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
You know, we can move on. Fine. You don't. Think
I just found it to be kind of wild that you thought Dylan represented Justin.
I don't know. It gives me a little bit of like his personality. A little
I
bit.
think
Like
he's a
just-
good looking. I think Dylan is a good looking kid. I think he's fun. I think he has some flair to him.
His personality is a little bit like.
You know
him,
what he
no?
is? He's like when he's speaking, I just go, I don't think you should have said that out loud. Like I think, you know what I mean? And he says it out loud to them. Like, where are you going? Where are we going? Like I can't even imitate how he
Yeah,
speaks.
no, he's
dude.
unhinged.
Yes,
So
he
Dylan
is.
goes on a blind date with this girl that he catcalled on one of your vlogs, and it was like, if we get this amount of likes, we will have Dylan go on a blind date with this girl.
Yeah.
Somehow it happens. I'm literally in a car with Dylan, just me. I have him loved up. He's mic'd up, and he's picking up this chick in like West Hollywood. And it's just me and that, and they literally go on a date. He takes her on a date. He finds out halfway through that she's celibate.
Oh yeah! Oh my god.
She's completely celibate. She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Very nice. Great values.
She's
and
now celibate, by the way.
Now this video.
That's a very big difference.
yeah.
I'm sorry. But if a girl goes, no, I'm now celibate, it's like, whoa, who closed down the ride? Are they remainancing something here? Let's go. Sorry.
So the
Why did he get to ride?
The beauty of this video is we then I edited the whole live date. We then had 6 people: George, Shauna, Greg, Simi, Jess. I don't know if there's anybody else. Sit in like on a theater seating and watch the live date and reacted to it with popcorn. And then we edited it to be literally a TV show episode with like the hosts watching the date as it's happening and reacting and making comments. And this was just a Tuesday upload for the George for your show.
Yeah. I went hard, bro.
Yeah.
I went hard.
Yeah.
There were so many times. You know what bothered
And this
me?
is why we need to do a live showing of all of your
Yeah.
vlogs, because we put so much work into
That's
these
true.
random Wednesday uploads.
That's
Do
so
you, do you
true.
remember the construction workers that I just hired to play pickleball with?
No.
You mean the ones that I played with the sprinkler in our front yard?
You remember that?
No.
We even had a pool party with them.
Construction workers? They
were outside of Home Depot.
This was in LA.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember them?
No. I don't remember playing pickleball we filmed playing pickleball.
Dude, we literally picked people up, offered them work, and they were like, what do you want us to do? And I said, I want you to play with me.
And this, I filmed this 100%.
Yeah, bro. Do you remember we were pouring beer on them while they're in a little kiddie pool outside of my house?
I don't associate with this at all. No.
Yeah. We did some weird random
I think
stuff.
that was Justin.
There it is.
Maybe.
So we're all the same as videographers. Logan, did we all just look the same to you, bro? We're just a means to the end, huh?
Awkward.
Just a cog in the chain.
Awkward.
Logan, freelancing, bro, couldn't recommend it enough. Seriously, dude. If you go to sleep at night and you think that there's something that...
We just pack up this one. I'm like, well, I guess I need another guy now.
But wait, dude, can we go back to the blind dating? We had Batch go on a blind date with my best friend Maddie in this little bedroom, and they're blindfolded. They're live in front of everybody. What were they doing? Oh, we brought them dinner.
Yeah.
They ate.
Yeah.
They fed each other while they were blindfolded.
Dude, we got to bring this back.
They played the Stranger card game.
Yes.
They got a little raunchy.
They
they
kissed.
did.
It got raunchy.
They
It got
kissed.
raunchy
They
for
did
sure.
kiss.
Yeah.
Bro, I was sitting in the middle of them, which I find that to be the funniest thing. I'm just sitting there looking at it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every man has always wanted to do that. Just like sit in between two people dating for the first time to see how it's going. It's such a funny, that sound wrong. I sounded like a right now.
Kiss. When are they gonna kiss?
I'm not interested like that. I just wanted to see how it went.
Every man.
See how it went. Don't make it go like that.
I didn't take it like that, though. I understand what you mean.
Oh, dude. All
But
right.
hey, that's why reality dating shows are so big. People want to see the things that you're not supposed to see.
It's real stakes.
Oh, he's dreaming.
Is that Tommy?
Yeah, he's dreaming. It's okay,
I
but
think he's running through a field right now. What do you think he's doing?
Tommy,
Do you think he's fighting a pit bull?
I wish you could show them.
you could.
Okay.
Okay.
Stops. Come on, man.
You got a little fight left in you, kid.
Get it.
Come on, Tommy.
Sometimes I talk to him while he's sleeping and think, get him, boy. Get him.
His nose.
Get him.
Okay, anyways.
Tommy!
You're not supposed to wake them when they're in a dream. Did you know that?
He's not sleepwalking, pal.
Apparently, when they're having a dream, they're whimpering.
My best friend in Portland walked into my room, pulled his pants down, and peed on my floor.
What?
Shout out Isaac. I love you,
That's not
bro.
a real thing.
Yo, swear to God.
Well, you guys were young.
I was also with a girlfriend at the time.
No!
We were in bed. It was late at night. Isaac sleepwalks. I think he had some insomnia.
You don't say.
Hold on.
He walked into. No, let me
unpack this. We have to unpack
Okay,
this.
well,
Who was Isaac?
Isaac is my best friend.
And where was this?
This was in Portland. This was after we moved from our hometown of Whidbey Island to Portland.
Okay.
How old are you?
And I was 19. We were probably both 19.
You were having a sleepover with your best friend.
We both live in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. The sun is down. Okay? It's a dark room. Me and my girlfriend, how was your day? I'm like, so good. Oh. The door opens really eerily. Like, just imagine a door going. Probably a shadow cast into the room, He's not stepping in yet. He walks into the room like a zombie, maybe 2 feet into the room, barely in. He's silhouetted. Isaac, what's up, bro? Nothing. The next thing you just hear, literally peeing on my clothes on the floor. Just, Isaac, what are you doing? Literally stops. It's a faraway memory. I swear in my mind when I think back on this, he looks at me, he looks at me, doesn't say anything, and then closes the door and leaves the room.
Dude.
No.
And the next day we're like, hey bro, last night, bro, that was crazy, right?
Last night
Last night was wild,
I would
dude.
have been like, Hey, wake up! Go clean that.
You can't do that. You can't wake them up.
You can. You can't
Yeah,
wake
you
up a
can-
sleeping
no,
guy.
I,
they say you
we didn't
can't
take it
wake up
personally.
somebody sleepwalking unless they start peeing in your room.
We didn't take it
Bro.
personally.
Oh, take it personally. Oh man, I would have peed on him. I'd have been like, I'm not sleepwalking, but eye for eye, man.
We're two soft boys from the Pacific Northwest, We're peace,
Nah,
love,
bro.
and positive. He pees on my floor. He pees on my floor.
Nah, he did that on purpose. You pissed him off that day. He's like a cat.
No way.
It's possible. It's possible.
Because he's angry at me. Like if he meows a certain time and I can hear he's angry, he'll all of a sudden turn his butt up and his tail goes up and he starts spraying. So you probably pissed him off and then he was like, yeah, I was sleepwalking.
Maybe, yeah. Next day, Isaac, bro, that was crazy last night. What? What do you mean? What happened last night? You peed on my floor, dude.
Nah.
He was like, oh, that's news to me.
News to you?
He's like, I peed on your floor. Are you serious? Yeah.
So you really don't. I used to sleepwalk when I was younger. You don't
What
remember
a
what you do.
crazy
She
thing.
used to shit in people's rooms, dude.
Just squatting.
Shauna, what are you
Stop
doing?
it.
What are you?
Shauna. Disgusting.
5 minutes later, Shauna, wipe at least. You're just going back to bed like that?
She picks up your shirt.
Hey,
question for you. What was the relationship like after that?
like nothing happened. What do you mean? It's my boy, bro.
That builds your foundation.
100%.
Memories.
You don't think he did it?
No, he was sleepwalking.
He did.
That can happen. Georgie, I've done some weird stuff with sleepwalking. Not that.
Another thing. We went to,
Not that.
we both went with our girlfriends last year to, not last year, 2 years ago to Tokyo. And he
went with you?
Yeah, but him and we bought tickets in spring, but the trip was in September. By September, him and his girl had broken up. He still went. They went together still to Tokyo for 9 days as exes. He walked while in Japan in just his underwear outside of the hotel room into the lobby in just his underwear and woke up.
But he still sleepwalks at this age?
Yeah. At this, it also could have to do with maybe some alcohol consumption. There could be other factors.
Huh.
But that's another sleepwalking story as far as.
Oh my God. Wait, so who found him?
Somebody needs to chain this guy to his bed, bro.
Yeah, that's probably a good option.
Who found him?
I think he was pounding on the door for his ex to let him back in the room. He woke up and was like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be right now in my underwear. Yeah. But in a foreign country, that's just like kind of a crazy place to find yourself around a bunch of Japanese people.
How do people that sleepwalk are able to move around?
I don't know.
Because you're conscious.
They're not sleepwalking, dude.
You're conscious.
Do you think
I think it's fake.
You think it's a conspiracy?
I think it's.
Georgie, I've slept walk.
And
when
what
I was
did you
younger.
do while
Just
And
literally
you're a liar.
this.
This is
I'd
her
wake up.
sleepwalking.
No, I'd wake up. I'd come down. I'd sit on the couch, and I'd be like, blah blah blah.
do all the things that
And
you
then
weren't
my mom would
confident
be like,
enough to
"Come
do?
on, go to bed," and then she'd put me back to bed.
Blah,
One
blah,
time
blah.
I woke up and I sat up and my I used to sleep talk a lot. I still talk in my sleep, but my sister would talk to me. She'd be like, "Are you ready for your math test?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She'd be like, "You got all the answer question?" And I'm like, "Yeah, ready." Like I would have
Just
conversations.
in flow state while
So you're-
completely
yeah.
out. Nice. Is there any common threads that she circles back to while talking, while sleeping?
She's just always upset. Whoever she's talking to is very
Interesting.
Yeah.
upset. No.
Just fed up.
Just no. No. Over there.
I don't know why he tells me this. I can't even believe I'm.
You're a very positive person, so maybe
yeah.
this is how you need to get it out.
Yeah.
You deal with all of your... That's optimal, dude. That's seriously optimal. You deal with all of the toxicity while you're sleeping. So you wake up and it's all out.
Gotta get it out somehow, you
A
know.
lot of people can learn from you, Belle.
Thank you.
Wow.
She sleeps in the weirdest positions too, bro. Like, it's, dude. I can't tell you how. There's sometimes that she actually would scare the crap out of me, because she'd be scared in her sleep, but I think she's up actually being scared. She's like, "What is that? What is that?" And I'm up like, "What? What's
God.
what?" And she's like, "Dad, what's that?" I was like, "What?" I look back and she's just. I was like, "Oh, this is your dream. Got it. Okay, cool." I thought she heard something. I was like, and by the way, we have a woodpecker that comes and woodpecks on my chimney.
Nah.
So
Is your
I'll
chimney close to your room?
Are you,
Yeah.
bro? It sounds like
Not your other chimney.
It sounds like a machine gun, bro.
Oh,
You just wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Whoa! What is that?
It's because it's knocking on a piece of metal.
is he disabled?
Dude. Yeah.
You're supposed to find some wood, buddy.
He's sleepwalking. It's Isaac the bird. I told my dad, I go, Dad, I'm gonna shoot it down. Like I need some.
Hey.
sleep."
You'll get a fine for that.
No, so my dad goes, you can't shoot a woodpecker, man. They're like, they're
Crazy
like
thing to do.
Everybody
endangered.
knows.
I go, no, they're endangered. He keeps knocking.
I'm the danger, all right, Dad.
This guy's all talk. Okay, because
Oh,
I am all talk.
I love
he's
you guys.
obsessed. He's obsessed with these birds.
I
This
feed
guy's
them.
in our backyard tossing.
You have a bird
seeds.
cage back there for rehabilitating him.
Birds will slam into the window.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll never forget this. Well, I can't forget this. It was 3 days ago. It was like literally like 6 days ago tops. This bird flies in, bro. We're all sleeping. Tommy's right here. Belle's right here. And all of a sudden we hear rock, like really hard. Tommy gets up. He looks around. He's like, what was that? Belle looks up. Like, did you hear that? And I go, the torpedo that just hit our house? Yeah, I heard it. So I go outside on the ground. You know how birds, like when they're standing on their two legs, they're just like this. This bird was like this.
Real dramatic.
Like he was
Aw.
drunk. He was walking around. And he was bleeding out of his eye. I was like, oh, this guy's cooked. I like picked him up. I looked at him. He was looking at me like,
Like there was doing like
Yeah.
the
oh,
cartoon.
he was gone, bro. He was gone. So I put him in a box and I said, you know what, Belle? Enough's enough. This is the second bird that I'm about to rehabilitate. So go get
It
a
is-
cage. Go get bird food. We looked up what kind of bird it was. It was a dove. And I got the perfect food for it. I got a cage. By time the Postmate came with all the stuff, when I went back to the bird, I held him in my hand. He flew off.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just needed a little.
I literally
loving.
opened up the box to put him in the new cage, and I was like,
You're
he's
so
ready.
sad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
pretty
Your
excited
your
about
your guys' house is really a sanctuary out here.
I love it.
It's really
Yeah,
special.
right. You can do
It feels peaceful out here.
Oh, so much peace.
That's our goal, man.
Yeah. Peace.
Okay, wait. Can we quickly circle back? Okay, because
Yeah.
you went on a trip to Japan
Yeah.
with not only your girlfriend but your best friend, who also brought his girlfriend he just broke up with. So now
Yeah.
this is like not just another couple, but this is a broken up couple.
Yeah.
Can you tell us of anything weird, awkward that happened on the trip?
Interesting. Interesting question you have there, Shauna.
I gotta know.
Well, we originally, were two couples that wanted to go together, so we were going to stay in the same room and everything. We had the same flights. So we flew there together. We were going to stay in the same room. They broke up. So we didn't. You're going to Japan. How often you get to go to Tokyo? This was a huge moment. It's like, listen, I love you, bro. You're my guy. But like any kind of negative energy, like I can't. Like I'm trying to have the trip of my life. So we're gonna stay over
in my
here.
room, but I just don't like negativity.
So they stayed separate. We hung out with them probably 3 times throughout our trip. For the most part, they were doing their own thing and we were doing our own thing.
No
Oh,
way.
okay.
Yeah. And
Was there any chance of them getting back together on the trip, or was it like done?
it was pretty cooked. There was months of fallout for
This
them.
wasn't the one friend that you were telling me about that had all those crazy stories with this girl, was it?
The poly stuff.
Polly. Oh, the polygamy?
Where the idea is the relationship opens up and you can have multiple partners.
Yes.
Yeah, it was that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I laugh about it now, but when you're walking around and you don't have God in your life, sexuality is like a very like practiced thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like it's watered down here. But when you're on this side of the fence and you're like, yeah, well, no crap, it's not going to work, dude. Like, it's not a Waffle House. Not everybody gets to come in and enjoy it.
Well, I think it was used as like I think things were it's not a Waffle House. You're a legend, bro. I think it was like a last ditch effort to save the relationship.
Yeah.
When I think a lot of people, when things aren't right and you know things aren't going to work, you do everything you possibly can to try and save the ship.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you make the ship, not what it should be in hopes to keep sailing. And it's like, just telling him over and over, bro, it's okay. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
Dude, that's tough. Before I met Belle, I never broke up. Well, that's not true. I broke up with a few, but mostly I never broke up with a girl because I didn't know how to break up with a girl. Like I was just like, we'll just sit here until
it's such a crazy concept.
Yeah, bro. That's why when I always tell her now, I'm like, dude, thank God those girls broke up with me, bro. Because my goodness, bro. Like when you're in a relationship, sometimes, especially if you're a man or a woman that really wants to see things work or fix broken things, or like you look at things like a project and you're like, no, dude, we could build, Especially
you can see the gold in there too. You can, no matter how things have gone, you still see the heart of it. And it's like, this can be great. George and I both talked about our favorite era when we look back on the past 5 years of this crazy journey. Shauna, what's your favorite era of, because it must be being the girlfriend and fiance. It's like a whole other world. What's your favorite era of it?
I have to say, oh man, it's so hard. It's going to be probably the same as yours. I think it was like that graduation from like us vlogging every single day, coming up with new ideas, having fun, to then like starting the podcast and then traveling. Those, I just think like you can't replace those.
It felt like there was so much momentum at that very moment too, where it's like we're flying all over the place.
Yeah. We just like got to experience things that very few people get to do. Like we were going to new cities all the time, talking to new people. We're doing it all together as friends. There's amazing days, there's difficult days, and it's like it only drew us closer, and it just built such like lasting memories. It was just so much fun. I don't know, what a crazy time.
We were like a boy band or something. Like we all slept in the same room.
Yeah.
Like
we went to Walmart and got like a bunch of food and snacks and watched movies all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I remember going to Nashville a lot. Nashville was so much fun on that main strip.
Yes. That's my favorite. It's like, yes. Like we'd fly into a city, have dinner that night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the hotel, prep, do what we need to do, wake up, film the podcast on the second day, and then we have the rest of that day to kind of like peek around that town,
see the city.
Yeah. So we enjoy ourselves. We're like, cool, we're done. And then next morning we get to fly home. Sometimes maybe it'd be a time crunch, or like gotta work on it right away, or sometimes
editing on the plane ride home.
Yeah.
I remember doing Tony Robbins. I literally told somebody about that the other day.
Yeah.
And that I remember. So Tony Robbins, was it in Florida? I forget where.
Yeah, it was.
But it was supposed to be like in 7 p.m. shoot time or something, and we were going to post it the next day. It's like, okay, so this is tight, but like George and I, we're grinders. When something needs to get done, we get it done.
Yeah.
It's 11 p.m. and we're still not rolling.
Yeah.
Like it's 11 p.m. maybe 11:30 we start shooting. 3-hour podcast. Swear. 3-hour podcast. We wrap.
And it was only supposed to be 30 minutes.
It was supposed to be really short. They're like, hey, Tony doesn't have very much time, okay? It's really late. That podcast just kept going.
Yeah.
We had to pack up, went back to the room, and we also just started shooting like 4K. I remember, because we we were like, yo, let's really amp this show up. We just got these new cameras. It's like, and I'm like, dude, if we shoot 4K, everything will be sharper. It'll be better for clips. Like, come on, man, let's just make this the best show it can possibly be. So we get back to the hotel room, and it's like, okay, let's start editing. And I'm like, oh. No, we shot in 4K. This is like a 4-camera multicam. Like, we got to make proxies.
Yes.
To make proxies, you have to like make duplicates of the footage that's lower resolution so you can edit them. 3 hours, we just have to let this footage transfer to different file types before we can start editing. And then we have to edit the full podcast. Yeah. Did we go to sleep or did we edit? I think we edited the whole thing.
The whole thing. Like we were up against the bed and I wasn't editing.
It was brutal.
But I was right next to him.
And I also remember when you're traveling to upload, you have to deal with Wi-Fi.
Oh my.
Now, this might seem like the most ordinary thing in the world. Wi-Fi's Wi-Fi. Just go to a Starbucks, buddy. No. When you're dealing with like 100 gigabyte file to upload to YouTube, you need good Wi-Fi. So I think we went to a library. We went to Starbucks. Eventually, we went back to the hotel that we shot it at, and they had the best Wi-Fi. And we usually post around noon. I think it was like 2 p.m. and we're still uploading. And you were like, I mean, we just worked so hard, dude. We worked so hard, stayed up all night editing this. And it's like, when you're on the YouTube grind, it's like any little thing YouTube can really punish you for. And it's, you do all this work and then, you know, you don't post at the normal time and they don't push it. And now I think we posted it like 5, 6 p.m. It wasn't doing well. Yeah. We're like, dude, we were off to such a good start this year. What a bummer. And now it's probably like 1.5 million views. And it's like,
it cranked up.
It kept building and building.
Like a day later. And I just remember we were eating in that lobby. And my brain is like,
you
melted.
were so, and the vibes were down, man. Like we just worked so hard.
Okay, I think that was season 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was season 2.
I think it was the first, it was right
Our
after.
first break, yeah.
Yeah.
It was right after Christmas because I missed that episode because my dad was in town.
Yeah. Was there?
Yeah, so that I didn't come.
Yeah.
So I didn't come with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, that was nuts. That was a day, bro.
Yeah.
But they picked up. And that's when I learned, like, oh, if an episode goes out that day and it doesn't do well, like, give it time. If it's a good episode, it'll crank up later. Like,
yeah, it's so easy to get so
and stuff.
focused on the details and micromanage, and it's like, just have faith, bro.
Well, YouTube was hammering on me, bro.
Yeah.
Hammering on me. Especially because it was Andrew Tate, and that one blew up.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, they were just monitoring everything I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout the last 5 years of your life, since we've met you and you started working with us, and now you're on your own journey, what's the most difficult lesson that you've had to learn?
Ooh.
What's the most difficult lesson I had to learn? I think to not push off the inevitable. It's kind of circles all back to the same thing we were talking about earlier, but when you have that gut feeling and you have to take that leap, and typically it's never easy, like ending a long-term relationship, ending a long-term working relationship where everything on paper is great. Usually there's a moment of pain that comes from that, and you're hurting other people. And I don't know if it's the way I was raised. I don't know where I got it from, but it's not in me to like hurt another person. Like you could stab me 1,000,000 times and like, I don't have a single enemy on this planet. Like it just doesn't, it's not like when you get rowdy with people, like that's not even in my blood a little bit. I wish it was a little, you know? It's like a survival instinct. It's good to be offensive for defense sometimes. That's just not in me. So yeah, I think I've hurt people more by not hurting them sooner and saying this is what it is. It needs to happen. That's okay. It's not your fault. This is life. People get hurt every single day. As long as you're operating in good intentions and it's for the greater good, then do what you need to do. But I've put it off because I don't want to face it, because I think I'm being a good person by not hurting them.
Totally.
And then it's years down the road, and that voice that once upon a time was like, hey, this isn't it, that I pushed down, it rises up again, and here we are at a whole different stage with a whole new level of trust and a whole new level of, you know, being connected in our lives. And that feeling pops up again, and it's like, oh, okay, now it's not just a little hurt, now it's a huge hurt. So I think that's the most painful lesson, is like sometimes you have to go through pain and put other people through pain, but that's just the human experience. And if you put it off, you're going to make things worse.
Totally.
And yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
I don't even think it has anything to do with our work, but just like the last 5 years of experience in my life. Yeah.
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 What'd you do to get over your breakup? It's a really difficult thing. How did you get over it?
I think I just instantly, my mom told me I need to go to therapy because I feel like a psycho. But like as soon as I said the words that it's done, I like instantly had like felt a deep peace and a deep like there's pain and like there's some dark moments, but like I don't know. I just felt like I finally did the thing that I like had been telling myself I needed to do, but I didn't. And I don't know. I think it just all came down to like, you need to find yourself more, be selfish right now. It's okay. So you don't do this. So you don't have to go through these hard times again, if that makes sense. Go through
You have moments of regret?
No.
Oh, that's good. Because sometimes it's like you make the move and you're like, I know this is the right move, but then inevitably you start to feel like a little bit of regret. And you're like, oh shoot, did I make the, because you start to feel sad.
Yeah. I think of memories. I think of, being in a long-term relationship, like 4 years is, you become one, it's your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the place you go to. At the end, no matter how shitty of a day you have, at the end of the day, you get to get in bed with your partner and hold each other and say, the whole world could be burning on the other side of this bedroom, and we got each other.
Yeah.
So, like, to get rid of that is, like, takes a lot. It takes a lot to get rid of that and go to, being completely alone.
When I was going through everything that I was going through, all of my foundation that I threw at was the Lord. Like, and I remember there was times you were talking to me and you were like, dude, I see God working in your life. Like, how do you feel? Because I thought about this. This is the only thing that I was kind of sad about when me and you were like not seeing each other every day.
Yeah.
I prayed and I asked God, I said, I pray that somebody's pouring into you, that like you have somebody in your life that loves you and has a good relationship with the Lord, that they could pour like holiness over you. Yeah. Not that we were like holy, but we brought the holy God into the room. Mm-hmm. Like we would pray before podcasts. We would, if something hit the fan, we would pray about it and like leave it. Do you have any relationship with God after leaving, or like, do you feel like it's just you on your journey when you're by yourself?
I have like a journal entry. I forget what I think it was 2 years ago. But I have a journal entry. It was on my birthday. I think I was probably turning 20, maybe 26. And I have a journal entry, and it's like, I was at a dark moment, and I literally, I remember writing down on paper, like, I have gotten to the point where I can't do this alone. Like, I've gone as far as I can. I'm trying to put the world on my shoulders, and I can't do it alone. Like, I whatever's out there, I could use you. I'm craving that spiritual connection to something bigger. And there's something you always say that's like, man really finds God when he's at his lowest. And since the beginning of this year specifically, I've felt so aligned with myself and so positively like connected on a day-to-day basis with what I'm doing and who I am, and talking to strangers at the grocery store, and like, there's that moment of being present and that moment when there's brain fog and it's like you're just trying to get through the day. I felt so present this year. And there's been so many times, whether I'm, on a long bike ride or there's been so many days this year that I've literally just been driving and my heart is so full of gratitude and abundance that I literally have to like just close my eyes and say, thank you. Like, thank you, whoever is out there that is making all this happen. Like, usually you have to be at a really dark place, but I've been at such a positive place that I'm like, this has to be something more than myself. Maybe. I didn't do this. I didn't. I'm checking off my to-do list for the day. I'm grinding. There's wind under my sails right now, and life feels amazing. But like, I don't feel like that different of a person when I was like crippled with depression for like years, and the simplest things were the most difficult thing in the world. I'm that same person, but there's something right now that is in my life that is just like pushing wind under my wings. So that's where I'm at right now, with like my spiritual journey, I'd say. And there has to be a God. Like at the end of the day, there has to be a God. It's such an interesting conversation to, like be with you guys who are so committed to a single truth, that it's like, this is everything. There's one thing I know, and it is that Jesus died for our sins, and everything is great because of this. And as somebody that's like been with you guys through, like, even when I started working for you, you weren't outwardly faithful at all. So I've seen it all. I've seen miracles happen. Yeah. And you saying, that is my Lord that did that. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, man, so be it. And but it's such an interesting concept for like, I've never been spiritual in my life, but over the last 5 years, I've seen miracles happen. You say it's because of this. Your truth, like this is your experience. This is your belief, and I'm seeing it right in front of me, and I'm going like, I 100% get it. But it's there's like a knowledge thing, and then you talk about all the time. There's a feeling thing, you know, like somebody that hasn't accepted this yet. A miracle could happen right in front of them, and if their heart isn't open to it, then it won't happen. You know, they won't see it for what it truly is. Yeah. So I think I'm just at the stage where like I have the knowledge, I have all these things, and you know, maybe next year I'll be Christian, or maybe I'll never become Christian. I would be ignorant to act like I know what the future has in store for me. But all I know is I'm like actively pursuing being connected and the feeling of something greater than myself. So like I'm open to it. And I'm actively pursuing it. I'm active. I'm not sitting on my ass going like, show yourself, you know, like I'm actively participating in the positive aspects of life as far as connection and pursuing a greater journey and all of these things. So that's where I'm at right now. I would say with my spiritual journey.
I got goosebumps because it's just so fun. Like, dude, I'm telling you, there is something like God is so funny and so beautiful. Like he aligns us in our experiences. So they're like same, but different, you know?
Yeah.
And you are going through like something that like I went through, something I've talked to so many people about they've gone through. And it's that season in your life where you're in the wilderness and you're saying you have faith, whether you don't know, like whether it be faith in Jesus, but in your life, you have faith that things will work out. Yes. Right. So you know what it is to have faith with that, which I think is a really beautiful thing.
And for some reason I've had it my whole life. I really don't know where I think I got it from my mom. I think my parents like poured it into me. They operate with like a whole different level of faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also I really believe too, it's like the good in the world, like God is the good of everything, right? Like he is good. So he is the good in the life. So even before you have a relationship with God, it's like all the things that when you have gratefulness and faithfulness in good, like you are having faithfulness like in him because he is the good, if that makes sense,
yes,
you know?
I completely follow.
And so now like you're in that wilderness season of like, all right, like I'm not going to fight you, but I need that feeling connection. And Reed, like that's literally where I was at. It's like I had the head knowledge. I had the people around me. I had, you know, like it's like I had the facts and the things around me to be like, okay, this aligns, this makes sense. But then I was like, but I don't feel it. So I can't believe you unless I feel it. Yeah. So what do I do now? And it was at a time of just chasing him and walking after him and be like, all right, I want you in my life and like help me overcome these obstacles. And then it's like in that wilderness season, as he puts obstacles in front of you and you put them in his hands and you let him work, he has to work in your life for you to see like his work at hand. Yeah. And so then you're like, oh.
Because I can see him work in a million people's lives.
Yes.
And there could be an answer. There could be something else for that. There could be, I don't know, you know, I only know my own experience and my own feelings and Yeah.
And so then once he works in your life, it's that firsthand experience. And the only reason why I can look at you in your eyes and say, I know for a fact this is real is because I've experienced it. Yeah. So it's like, well, it's undeniable the work that he's done in me and in my life, and the feeling connection that you're like, I need that feeling connection. Once that clicks, it's like, well, okay, then it's undeniable. I know it's real because I have that feeling. So I just think you're at such a beautiful place right now.
Yeah, I just am beyond. I think the biggest feeling I've felt this year and I feel right now is just an overly abundant sense of gratitude, and that's, I think, the answer to everything is just being grateful. So yeah.
When you and I were partying, and I was trying so hard to find spots.
Yeah.
And I told you about this off camera, but it was so hard for me to say bye to you because all the other times I said bye to people I was working with is because I was tired of being stabbed in the back. And I was like, all right, I got to go. But I'm looking at a man that's never done anything but bless me. And so it was like so emotional for me. And I felt like I was abandoning you. And I was telling Belle, I was like, what if he needs me? What if I need to pour into him? What if this? And I prayed about it and God said, like, I'm not leaving him. And so we would pray for you from afar, like, hey, like, Lord, if you need to bring him up or bring him down, like, I just pray that you're with him in the valley of death or in the palace, if it's in the pit or if it's in the kingdom. Like, and the one thing that I've been wanting to tell you, and I'm glad I get to tell you this on the podcast, because I hope that if somebody else is walking in your shoes, they could hear this as well. You're starting to see the remnants and the reflections and the side effects of a holy God. And you're like, okay, I could understand where the outcome is coming from, but I haven't, with my own eyes and my own ears, really submitted to the thought of it being Jesus. Like I don't know that for certain. And then I came to this part of the Bible, and this man needed his family member to be healed. And now this man from Nazareth named Jesus is walking around. And so he is like you. He sees the remnants. He sees the people. He sees the tears. He sees the miracles. But he goes up to Jesus and he's honest. And he says, I don't have faith in you. Could you give me faith so that this daughter of mine or this family member of mine could be healed? And Jesus says, immediately the person was healed. And so when I broke this Bible verse down, Jesus wasn't looking for a man who was super, super identified into knowing who Jesus was. He just needed somebody who was honest. Somebody to come up to Jesus and be like, Jesus, I understand you're a character. I understand that these are what people are saying. But I, in my heart, if I had to weigh it out in front of you, Lord, I don't see it this way. If you exist, I want to follow you. Could you open my eyes to you? And could you open my ears to you? I want to have faith in you. Pour more faith in me. Dude, I think that could be the biggest step for a man to actually see who Jesus is. Because the way that I see Jesus through the scriptures and through the teachings of others is that he is the biggest gentleman. And he is all love and nothing but it. And you know how you've seen me go up to people and preach to them and then try to get them to see Jesus and then get so frustrated, like, why isn't it working? It's because I've learned that he never pushes himself on another person.
Totally.
And there was this guy that told me that hell is locked from the inside, which means people that wanted to be away from him, they didn't get put in a place where the door was locked on the outside and they couldn't get away from him. It was, I chose to walk away from you. I don't want a relationship with you. And so you've gone life and felt nervous and scared. And then all of a sudden God introduced you to us. You blessed us with the work that you gave us. And you helped me have prosperity in my line of work. I pray that what we've done for you is show you that everything else is meaningless if you don't love your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. I would mouth off that I'm a Christian, but like you said, if somebody looked at me the wrong way or challenged me from the way that I was raised, I was like, like we're dealing with this right now. But you were like, no, I'd rather be the peacemaker. You, in eyes of God, were more like his child than me, who claimed that I was his son.
Right.
Because your behavior represented your father. And I think that now that you're finding that peace and you're like, dude, this just, it makes sense that there's a God. I think your heart is in the best position right now to have your mouth go, hey, Jesus, I want to know you. I think it's time that we know each other. And I promise you, bro, all of the things that you've watched us go through, all of the moments that you felt like maybe he was there, all of a sudden it will click and your eyes will be able to see it and your ears would be able to hear it. Logan, you have a mic on you. I just a real quick question for you.
Yeah.
You have a relationship with God.
Yeah, I do.
You came from a family that did. You worked in churches that did. You've seen wolves and real sheep, fake Christians, real Christians.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying to him the start of what any real Christian man is actually going through? It's the submission of your mouth. The gospel uses it as surrender. Like, you know what? I'm the center of my life, but Lord, if you exist, I'm asking you to be the center of my life. And that undeniable peace, and that's the question I want to ask you, the moment that you actually walked with God versus didn't, what's the peace difference?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a night and day difference. I think anybody that's experienced walking with Jesus experiences a peace that it's beyond understanding. And I think, like, even what George was talking about is like, it amplifies out of your life in a way that you can only see once somebody experiences it. What I mean is, like you said, it's like you being like, I'm a peacemaker, and like there's parts of you that are like Jesus, because that's how he designed us. And then that's going to amplify even more when you experience Jesus as a whole. And it's like he said, it's a piece you can't understand, and it's night and day. And the kind of what he was saying about like the power of words, that when we say those things, we, it's, our culture calls it manifestation, but the way that we say things have so much weight. We can't take those things back. And when you decide that you want to experience the creator, the person who designed you, and you say with your mouth that you actually want that, then you have a much higher chance of actually seeking and seeing Jesus. I mean, we see it every day when someone's like, no, I'm going to actually say I'm going to go for a run, and then they start doing it. It's like speaking things with your mouth. And one of the things I always tell people, and I think George says this a lot too, is you are not supposed to be this holy, righteous man before you seek Jesus. My friend came to me recently and said, dude, I haven't been godlike. I can't seek him. I can't find him. And I was like, brother, you are in the best place right now, because I'm not asking you to go to a hospital while you're well. I'm asking you to go seek Jesus while you're very sick.
Amen.
And he was like, all right, I'm willing to come with you to church to see this man that's going to heal me, this God that's going to heal me. And so I tell everybody the same thing, is that seeking Jesus when you're in the wilderness, because there's even in the wilderness, like they were saying about how you can have friends and you can feel the loneliest you've ever felt. But I promise you, if you have Jesus in your life, no matter where you are in the wilderness, alone, all those things, you'll never feel that. It's a peace that you can't describe. So
and dude, you've watched me, bro.
Oh yeah.
You've watched me go from like the smallest things in the world would shatter me to, thank God, now I could stand on the storm instead of sinking underneath it. I'll leave it at this. It's like describing color to a blind man. It's impossible. Mm-hmm. I cannot describe this sunset to you. The Lord just has to give you the ability.
And that all goes back to what I was saying, where it's like, I could have all the knowledge in front of me, but if I don't feel it, then what's the point? Yeah.
But
Christianity,
you said feel it. But what if I asked you to ask for it?
Right.
Because a lot of people can't feel it.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, they literally can't feel it.
You have to open the door. You can't.
Well, the Creator has to give you access.
Yeah.
So the disciples asked Jesus, they go, why do you speak to us this way and then speak to them that way? And he says, because you've been given permission. Why did they get permission? Because they asked for it. They said, Lord, I want to understand you. So they were able to understand him in a way that these people couldn't understand him. Mm-hmm. So think about it. If we're created and God gave you permission to see color. Dude, check this out. God gave Reed permission to be able to see something in such a way that you could create it. You could literally bring feeling to life through visuals. Mm-hmm. You could create, I'm getting goosebumps. You could put certain music together and a certain way of a camera, from choosing the lens to choosing the body, choosing the way it's shot, from the coloring to the aspect of it. I could watch something and feel everything that was in your mind and in your heart, and you're letting me feel it. That's what the Creator wants to do with you. He wants to give you the access to see it. And so that's all I say. It's like, I'm watching you and dude, like, from where we met to now, we're all different. Like when I look at you and I look at you, I'm so honored to be your friend, bro. And I'm so honored to be your husband. Right back at you guys. And Logan, I'm honored for you to be joining us. Like, I am blessed by the people around me, and I want the best for the people around me. And the best is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because he will give you peace and understanding and wisdom at a level that I can never give to you. Like if I died and they said you could give all of your wealth and fame and fortune to Reed, or you could give him the gospel, I'd be like, dude, burn everything that I've ever touched and give him the word of God. For that is way higher than rubies and gold. Like way higher, bro. And by the way, FYI, dude, and I say this to Belle all the time, I can't tell you how blessed I am, because there is so much about your patience and understanding. Bro, the way that you would think things through and calm yourself down, because no disrespect to you, but when you told me that you battled depression, I took that as glorifying my God, because I was like, wow, look, this guy dealt with things that I would never be able to deal with. And he came out on the other end of it being so calm and peaceful and loving to his neighbors. He had every reason to be sad, but he has a smile on his face. I have every reason to be happy, and I have a frowny face. Yeah. What's going on? How can I learn from this guy that is making way more out of what he has than what I have? And so I've learned a lot from you, bro. And I'm just trying to give to you as much as I can.
We are all constantly putting energy forward into the middle of all of us and growing, and it's a miracle. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to work on a project.
Yes, please. When I saw George like a month ago, by the end of it, he's like, "All right, bro. So I have these different scripts for movies. Okay, let me know which one you want to start working on." So like, we're going to do something together very soon,
We have to. I want to create
or not
shorts.
very soon. Whatever is meant to be, we don't know. Whatever the plan is,
Yeah.
Well, dude, I already know right now, if I don't come up with something that you're going to work on, I'm going to create something you're going to work on. Even if I don't love it, I'm going to go back to vlogging. I'm like, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Hey, yo, welcome back. They're like, this guy's 34 years old. What is he doing, bro? Like,
maybe I'm on camera and you're
And I'm
behind the
behind
camera.
camera.
Yes.
Hey,
that's
hey,
good.
We could do vlogs, but switch the roles, you know?
That'll be lit.
Yeah.
Or we go into live streaming and all of us just go live.
It's the future, man.
I kind of want to go live, but then also, dude, like, I don't at the same time.
It's hard to imagine a peaceful life with that.
Dude, right?
At least to do it at the level you need to succeed, like speed, going live for like a month straight on a different continent.
How's that possible?
People live streaming in their house 24/7. To do it at that level, it's like I don't know how you can maintain a peaceful mind with so much. Like, you know what it's like for us to just get a podcast done, bro. Like,
Do you know how blessed I am that I'm in the podcast space? I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I go, we just sit, hang out, chat, and then I review a podcast, and it goes out. For a vlog, every day I was on camera. Every day I was coming up with a concept, or shooting something, or doing. When we first started, we were posting every day.
yeah.
Every day. I think about that.
It doesn't even make sense.
I look at Belle and I go, I'm lazy now compared to how I used to move.
Yeah.
But honestly, bro,
No, it's because you just been able now to delegate, so you can also do more.
No,
you know?
I was way more of like just grunt. I would work until like
you
I
were
almost
also
passed out.
miserable. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were miserable.
Dude. So I saw Logan's post the other day, and he said that his immune system is down because of his vlogging every day. He said that he exhausted his body to a place where he has to like, I don't know if it's a rehab thing or like do some type of vitamins or recovery, but his immunity is like lower from that. And I literally looked at Belle and I was like, yo, I feel that. I feel it, like when we went so hard that I still feel like my bones hurt from those days. I took a bath yesterday and I was like, bro, like it's hard for me to get into the gym and get going. Because back then we would do that because there was fire underneath me. It's like, oh, if I don't do this, there's 7 people that are not going to be able to pay their rent.
Yeah, there's
my
no other
brain-
option.
Yeah, my brain was like, dude, I got.
It was survival mode. It was literally survival
I'm
mode, bro.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, I get tired, dude.
Yeah.
I literally remember there was nights I would sleep like 2-3 hours. Then I have to get on a flight to go to Puerto Rico to shoot a podcast. And they were like, why you don't have good energy? I was like, good energy, dog. I'm having nosebleeds. I was like, I think that's my brain
My head's
coming out.
pounding, bro.
Dude, it was just
I have to be on a 3-hour podcast. Well, man, it was
all
wouldn't
worth
trade
it.
it for anything.
Yeah, no,
Wouldn't
I was
trade
like,
it for
I'm
a
not
damn
even
thing,
single.
bro.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I can't wait to see what's next for us. Whatever it is on our individual journeys as a family together. I can't wait.
We would always dream out loud. I'm going to
Yeah.
do it right now.
Okay.
I think we all get to a place where we're very particular on what we do because we are no longer doing things for attention and money, but we're doing it because we want to leave something behind that has purpose and it has a good impact. We used to always say that, and thank God this podcast has been doing that. So I see myself, God willing, going on stages, making people laugh, being the light and salt of the world, where they just, every time they see me, they're enjoying something and they could go back to the world feeling like a little bit stronger and more confident. I see you holding a piece of camera and you're just like, whatever God is telling you to go and tell the world, and tell it in a beautiful way, where when you're backstage, you're not stressed because you're like, oh dude, I got to meet these deadlines. But you're like, man, praise God. I get to sit here with great people and great company and produce this, and I get to do this and put bread on my table and a roof above my head. And then you're starting a family.
Pour poor girl.
No, what do you mean, poor girl? That's a blessing.
I can't
Belle, I've been, so a lot of people don't really know Belle's journey because she's very quiet and meek behind it, but we've all seen it. She found God at the peak of when she's getting these crazy auditions. So she had the hardest road, I think, where she gets to the table that she's worked for her whole life, and God is standing right next to her and be like, hey, do you still want this now that I'm in your life? And she's like, I don't. So I see God opening up doors in your life that when you're on set, you're going to be crying. You'll be like, dude, I'm unworthy. Why am I even, like I used to doubt that I was going to be here. But God's going to give you something that's going to be so overwhelming for you that all the times that you felt like, is this for me? If this is not for me, is all going to make sense. Because you always tell me, everything that I want to do, I want to be a good representation for young women, and I want to please God with all of my heart. When we went on tour, there was a long line of women that just said, I look up to you for this. Thank you for setting this example. Thank you for speaking and representing yourself this way. You've already done what you've asked God you wanted to do. I think there's blessings on the other side. I think you're going to reap what you've been sowing for a long time. And also, we know what they've been offering you. So that's kind of already on the move. But yeah, I think right now, I pray that we're so blessed that our cups are overfilling and just overpouring out of our hands, that we smile and we look at each other and say, whose beverages needs a refill?
I can't
and we
wait
go
for
out
that
into
moment.
the world.
That's all I want.
That's it.
That's all I want.
I think I really believe it, bro. Hey, dude, I told you we were going to interview Andrew Tate a year before we did it.
Yeah.
And we dreamed it and we made it happen. It changed our life. We talked about this with the podcast. We talked about you with what you got going on, your agents and managers, how they've been representing you. All of the things that we're going through right now is 3 years ago what we prayed for.
Yeah.
And it's happening.
Yeah.
So I have great faith in God. I think, and by the way, I pray that you have a friendship like this. And if you don't, I highly encourage you to go, because I would not be the man I am if it wasn't for my wife. I would not be the man who I am if it wasn't for my friends. Like, God doesn't send angels down to earth to give you blessings. He sends his children. And you need a good community around you. You need people to build you up. Not just, it's fun to make fun of each other. Dude, we make fun of each other all the time.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
This idiot?
Oh, it's brutal.
This guy? The guy who lets people pee on him? People don't even watch the other part of that.
Yeah,
they're
they're
like,
like,
what?
Pee on me? Hold on.
It was on the floor.
It's good to roast your friends, but sometimes a group of individuals just stay there and they just take shots at each other because they don't have the balls to go chase what they actually love. So they make fun of themselves and they make fun of you. But remember, I'll use a biblical term. A man thinketh, a man become. So if you're with your friends and you're only thinking negative things, don't be shocked when all you have is negativity. Give it to somebody. Give your time and energy to what you want to grow out of. Don't plant seeds. Like, if I go and pick a lemon out of my lemon tree, I'm not shocked. I didn't go, wait a second, I planted pomegranates. Why do I have lemons? Like, if you're planting negativity in your life, and eventually year and year go by and you're like, man, I just keep getting more depressed, more anxious, and more desperate, there's nobody's fault besides yourself. Sorry.
Hard reality, man.
Yeah, man.
Our reality.
Honestly.
What an episode.
Dude, also, bro, that's something we never talked about. You
What?
were very real with me about how you felt.
Always.
It's so,
Oh, yeah.
so have we always been doing that. We would always sit down and be like, hey, you know, like, I think you're looking at this negatively. Or, you know, hey, I don't think you were right to be upset at this person. Like, having somebody check you when you're wrong is so healthy for you.
Also, I will give you credit where it's due. You were always asking for it. You were always like, hey, bro, tell me, am I stupid? Did I mess this up? Like, you always
did.
wanted the truth. And I would tell you the truth. And, you know, if the answer was yes, I would tell you yes.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't want the truth because
Yeah.
they want to be comfortable and they want to prevent having to do any work because it's
Yeah.
easier to stay where you're at. But yeah, ask your friends to give you the truth. Like, don't shield me. Tell me how you truly feel.
Yeah.
And you'll go so much further.
Totally.
'Cause
Even if it
trust
hurts
me,
yourself.
If
you know?
even if they're not telling you the truth, they have it in you, but they're not telling it to you because you're not asking for it and they think it'll hurt you.
Yeah.
But I think looking at people you love and saying, hey, be honest with me, is what do you think about this? It unlocks so many doors.
100%.
Yeah.
It even says it in the gospel. It says that if you really love your brother, if you really love your sister, you would sit down with them and tell them the hard truth.
Yeah.
And that's a really hard thing to do. You know, those uncomfortable
It's easy to talk
conversations.
about. It's a whole lot harder to put into action.
Right.
Amen. Also, be good at receiving it.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, if Reed was like, hey, dude, I think you were out of line there, I'd be like, what? Yeah, I'm not, you're out of line, buddy. You know, and then he's like, the next time he sees anything, he's like, I ain't saying anything. That guy bit my head off last time.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of that. I had a really good time on this episode.
This was awesome.
Me too. This was so nice.
Wow.
This is really cool, man.
Missed you, man.
I can't believe that this is coming on the show like this. Is so crazy to just look back on the past years and like, I don't know. It's a trip, but you just put your head down and you wind up somewhere really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Praise God. You know how you're always being like, be grateful, be grateful.
Yeah.
During my turbulence, the times where I was like, man, I'm pulling out my hair, I'm losing my mind. I'm like, what? You know, even in those moments, I look back at now and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have enjoyed them because they were fun, dude. So the reason I bring that up is me and him were just reminiscing about the times that we were like, oh no, this is like crazy. We're grinding, we're working so hard. But it's the memories that we look back and smile about. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Don't let the devil like steal it from you. If you're young, dude, and this is truly what I think is young. If you're 30 years old and younger, you're a young man. I know that sounds crazy, especially now people are like, what, dude, I'm 25, I can rent a car. Still, you don't know life. You just recently became an adult. So everything that you're thinking, you got it nailed down because you're 20 something years old. Give yourself grace. If you don't know something, it's fine. Give yourself grace, give yourself time, and just put it in God's hands and enjoy it. Don't steal the joy, because I promise you one thing, and I pray that you hear me out when I say this. One day you're going to be an old man that walking to the bathroom is going to give you a hard time. And you'll laugh to yourself being like, the things I used to stress myself over are pointless and meaningless, and I wasted the youth. The devil knows that these are the best times of your life, so he's going to hammer you and get you so scared of the world, bro. Don't be scared of the world. Who is in you is stronger than who is in the world. You know what I mean?
Bar. How do you just keep coming up with these?
They're
like,
biblical references.
wow,
I don't like.
so good.
They're not mine. I'm just really stealing them.
Is there a
from
book
Jesus.
for this or something?
It's called the gospel.
Interesting.
You can use my
Do they have
code
it in
and
my
get
library?
the gospel for 20% off.
Take my master class.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to be a Christian? For $4,000, come to my boot camp.
Oh,
Did you ever see those? I'm not
No.
taking shots. I'm not gonna make fun of them, but there's a lot of people that like sell like boot camps on being like a Christian man.
yeah.
And they make them just do push-ups and yell at.
It's just like alpha, being an alpha, and
Christian
being
boot
a-
camps?
Yeah.
yeah. Some of them.
I mean,
there's some good. I promoted a few good.
There's
ones.
good. Yeah, I was gonna say there's good ones where it's like you go with your church group and you do activities and you bond and talk and stuff.
Yeah,
But you're not talking about that. You're talking about people like charge you for.
I think that Jesus became a trend, and there's a lot of people that are just jumping on the trend of it. And there's some people that have their full heart into it, and there's some people that are like, dude, if I just slap Jesus' name on something, it's gonna get a lot of views. That's why people were like, when they yell at me for it, I don't get mad at them because they don't know my walk. But my walk was, I came from the like popular end of like culture, and then I was speaking about Jesus, and people were like, "Hey, shut up, kid!
Yeah.
Stop."
And you
talking about
lost.
it."
You lost followers. You lost popularity.
And then God blessed my
Yeah.
field, but people are like, "Oh, he's only doing this because it's blessing his field." Like, no.
You paid the consequence, bro. They don't know.
Dude, I got beheaded for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually having a conversation with somebody. It's like, is it bad that if somebody's doing it for a bad cause? Because think about it. If they're making bad music for a bad cause, but if they're making good music for a bad cause, but it's having good side effect for people, you know what I mean? I know.
Yeah.
I was having this like deeper thought aspect.
well,
of it.
everything that's bad, God will use for good. So maybe even if that person is not, you know what I mean, doing it for the right intentions, they're
Yeah.
still spreading His word. So He's like, I'm gonna get my people, even if you're not.
Yeah, because truly all you need to do is hear the word of God. That's what really saves you.
Yeah. So he might be using that person.
Yeah. That's why, bro, we were just having a conversation about a certain individual. We're like, is he real? Is he fake? Is she real? Is she fake? And we ended the conversation by saying, we don't know, and we're not going to judge it because God forbid God is using that individual and we're over here just bad mouthing this person. Oh, it's not going to be good for you to talk bad about somebody who's anointed by God. It never works out. It never works out. Dude, it's so easy to sit here and have a conversation with you.
Could go on for hours.
Dude, you should come on more often.
I'd love to.
Yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah,
little-
absolutely.
Just ditched us and left.
Yeah.
Never came back.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about going on some other podcasts, so I'll check my books. But
Dude, people asked about you on tour.
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How sweet.
They're like, where's Reed?
Many
Aw.
questions, yeah.
I was like, who?
People always. People still,
You mean Logan?
is there anything that you want to direct the audience towards? Anything you want them to check out?
I recently this is kind of just at the very forefront of my brain. I'm kind of still conceptualizing it, but I've done these for years and years and years, ever since I first got into photography, but I've been doing photo walks again. And I've been doing like some reels about them because I think it's a really cool concept to go for a walk in the neighborhood and take photos and show them my approach to how do you just take photos in a neighborhood or on these train tracks or here. It's just an interesting concept going inside my brain and why I take photos of what I take photos of. And then I've recently been having like a deep desire, kind of in this lonely state, for a deep desire for community and for connection, and like being in this freelance world, all I'm doing 24/7 is thinking about myself. So I'm kind of craving something. I've been thinking about volunteering for like some nonprofits or something, but then I was like, what if I took something that is one of my strengths and I offered it? And not in a way that I'm like going to be teaching people, but I've been thinking about doing like community photo walks and putting together some form of like community in Los Angeles of people that it's promoting the concept of it's therapy. Go out on a walk and take photographs and declutter your brain, breathe air, look at the little details of life, like the light hitting this signpost perfectly. Take
I
a
would
photo
love to
of
do
it.
that.
It's my therapy personally. It's like when I'm having a hard day, it's like, okay, grab your camera and just start walking. And it's like, oh wow, the life is actually beautiful around me. You start seeing little details like, oh my God, that flower, that's always there. I need to take a photo of that. but just the concept of photo walks I find so beautiful and therapeutic. So
Would you invite people on your walk with you?
Yes.
Virtually or in real life?
In real life, my dream, just to speak it out loud, would be to have a community that's like Photo Walks LA.
Why don't you do it? Why don't you set a date? Like legit. Why don't you set a date right now? Talk about it. And then we'll put something in the description, and that's your first day of doing
Say
it.
less. When's this going out?
Tuesday? We
Tuesday.
changed our date.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. It's a big deal.
You're always changing something.
Yeah.
You-
From Thursday to Tuesday. I almost threw up 3 times making that decision.
So it's going up on the 7th.
And by the way, his photo walks are such a vibe. He posts them on his Instagram. And I really do. I love the fact that you're like, the lighting is beautiful. And then you see the shot you're about to take.
Yeah.
And then you show what the actual picture looks like.
Yeah.
And it's the same but different because you've captured it just slightly different. And
through a camera.
Dude,
It's like,
you take photos of such random things. And I'm like, I would print that and put that on my wall.
That's such a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah. Are you going to sell the prints?
Then another dream would be this turns into a community of a photo walking community. And one, I could do a photo book that's like a compilation of my favorite photos from the photo walk. Maybe there's a community photo book where everybody that goes on a photo walk submits their favorite photo from that walk. And then there could be an Instagram page that's posting from this week's photo walk. These are our favorite photos from these 2 hours that we went on a walk. So
Is it going to be free?
Yeah, completely free.
So, okay, cool.
So it promotes people. It's like, oh, this person took this photo. I have a dream of we could do a gallery showing with everybody submits their favorite photo from photo walks over maybe 3 months or something. This is all just off of the tip of my brain. And then we have a community showing at a gallery and it's free. Everybody comes and looks at how everybody photographed. We're all in the same neighborhood taking photos of the similar things, but there's not going to be any duplicates of the same photo because everybody sees things differently.
That's
So
cool.
it's just like a celebration of individualism and how we approach things that are in front of us in different ways.
Do they have to bring their own cameras?
Yeah, and you can bring any camera. You could bring your iPhone. I personally shoot on 35 millimeter because I love film,
Yeah.
but everybody's going to have a different camera, and I think that's cool too. Everything's shot through digitally, an iPhone, some horrible camera, some $5,000
Could you
camera.
record this?
Could I record it? Yeah.
Yeah, I want somebody to record you. I want you to be mic'd up. So that way when you're walking with everybody, you're in the moment and you're not thinking about the documentary aspect of it.
Yeah.
And then, bro, I think you should post this.
Yeah.
Like, I think that should be something that you're doing. I think you love teaching.
Yeah.
You love creating art. Bring those two worlds together. Pick a date.
Yeah.
Especially because we could clip this moment.
Yeah.
And be like, on this date, Reed's going to be doing this in LA.
Let's do if this is going up Tuesday, let's do Sunday the 12th. I think a Sunday might be good. Maybe in the afternoon or something.
12. Yeah.
You don't want to give it time for people to be able to see it?
Well, because that would be over a week. That would be a little under a week. What's a good day of the week for people?
I don't know.
Yeah, like a Saturday or
Probably
Sunday.
a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you give it an extra breathing room?
Let's do the 18th.
Yeah.
On a
Saturday the 18th.
I like
It'll
that.
be in probably in the middle of the day. You might want to do sunset, but I think middle of the day would be fine.
And then we'll put like location, time, detail in the
Yeah,
description.
I'll
so
have
you
a
can put that
random
together.
neighborhood picked out. I'll have cross streets. We'll meet there. There'll be a set time, but then after
Where do you see it happening?
I don't know. There's the sick thing about LA and doing this is we could go to the beach, we could go to Echo Park, we could go to the Valley, we could go to Grip. Like there's so many different options on where to do it, and it's not even. It's about celebrating the neighborhood we're taking photos of, but it's more so about how you see the world. It's not even like, I don't even want it to be somewhere that's like the most beautiful place in the world. I think it's about the beauty of photo walks is capturing kind of mundane life in a beautiful way. So I don't know.
Make sure wherever you
I'll have it
has
picked
good
out.
parking.
Good, yeah.
Because if a bunch of people show up and
facts.
you know what I mean? Like my brain was like beach. You don't have to go to the beach.
Yeah.
But like Venice has a lot of cool things around it.
I got you.
Well, we'll put the info. So go to the description for all. He's gonna have all the information.
Well, and the clip itself in the title will have all the information.
Yeah.
And go
And
to his
we'll collab it
Instagram
with
to
you
see
so you
what they
can,
look like. His photo walks.
It should be cool.
They're
I don't know. I'm just craving like starting to build something bigger than myself.
Well, whatever
you, know what I mean?
you do that day and all the kids that show up, we'll post it on our podcast, like all the pictures that they do.
Sick.
So that way we can have like a nice call.
I got some work to do. Yeah. I'll put together a little infrastructure.
Cool.
But it's for sure on the 18th of Saturday.
The 18th
April.
of Saturday.
April 18th, Saturday.
It's going to be April 18th,
Saturday.
Saturday.
You heard that. Make sure you're aware.
Lock in.
And I'm going to see your guys' pictures. And if you're looking for some art and some learning tricks, it's the day for you.
That works.
Yeah, that was terrible. Let me do it again.
No. There's no do-overs. That was perfect. Trust the process, bro.
Guys, it was such a pleasure sitting
It was
with
such
you
a
guys.
pleasure, guys.
This is so wonderful.
This is easy. This is awesome, man.
Yeah.
It was just like the old times.
Yeah.
Get to
Nothing's
see you, Reed.
changed. I can't wait for the future. Thanks for having me. I
Yeah.
feel so honored. It's crazy.
I love you guys so much. The Easter's already gone, but happy Easter from what had just happened. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.